Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another edition of 5-Star Supreme Wrestling with American Influence. It is time for our third ever J Grand Prix, at least our third in this save, our third J Grand Prix. These are the stables. I wanted to click on tournaments. Here are the previous two Grand Prix. Oh, look at that. Yuma won this one, and Maya won this one. There you go. There's your recap. But tonight is probably going to be a very long video. So if you are not watching this live, I don't know how long this is going to be. But we have expanded the tour dates exponentially. That looks so much worse than it actually is. It will make more sense when I announce on the kickoff show the participants and the blocks and all that jazz. But our kickoff show is going to be more like a Dynamo Tag Selection Sunday, as in this is a full-on pay-per-view. This is not a tour show. This is a full-on pay-per-view. So we're running the kickoff show. We're running the J Grand Prix. No block matches happen on the kickoff show. It's just going to be qualifying matches. And then, of course, the cage match between Maya and Shiori Jippensha. So, yeah, same rules as always. As in, if you win the J Grand Prix, you get a world title match at Hearts Champion, I'm pretty sure. Hearts Champion. And, without further ado, I think it's just going to be long enough. There's no point in, bringing up anything else. Let's just start the Grand Prix, or at least we'll start the kickoff show tonight. Alright, it is time for the J Grand Prix kickoff show. Main eventing tonight's show will be, of course, the number one contenders cage match. No outside interference will be happening, so neither woman will have an excuse when they lose. Shiori Jippensha versus Maya. Winner faces Etsuko at the pay-per-view, and Devil announced that whoever loses the match will get the final spot in the J Grand Prix. So there's that. But we kick off the kickoff show with Devil Karubi announcing the rules for this year's J Grand Prix. The last two J Grand Prix that we held were completely identical in this save, as there were 2 blocks of 9 people each. You win the block, you go to the pay-per-view, and you face the winner of the other block. But this year, Devil says that too many people in 5-Star Supreme Wrestling have been breaking out and proving that they deserve spots in tournaments like J Grand Prix or one-shot tournaments or tag Grand Prix, and having only 2 blocks in the J Grand Prix is simply not enough. So this year, we are expanding the amount of days in the J Grand Prix and the amount of participants, as we are adding an entire third block. There will be the red stars, the blue stars, and the green stars. All 9 people each. Not every wrestler, not every fighter will be on every single tour show. Some nights will be just red stars and blue stars. Some nights will be blue stars and green stars. And the other nights will be green stars and red stars. If you win, there will be 3 block winners and 1 wild card. So if you win the block, you automatically go to the semifinals. And then the person who has the most amount of points that did not win a block will be the wild card. They will automatically face the first seed. So if you end up with the most points overall, you face the wild card. The other 2 face each other. Face each other. And that's how we open the pay-per-view, with 2 semifinals. And then the main event is the finals. So you're working double duty. It's a fair game. Both people are working double duty. And yeah. Tiebreakers are the same as always. If there's a tiebreaker in a block, the tiebreaker goes to what they did in the earlier. So if person A beat person B, then person A wins the tiebreaker. If they drew, then we have to have another sudden death elimination match, and they will potentially work a triple header. It sucks, yes, don't tie then. That's essentially the incentive. But yeah, same rules, as in 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and everything else is the same. As for tonight, I know this is very long-winded, I'm sorry. As for tonight, almost every single match on tonight's card, aside from the opening contest, will be a qualifier match, since there are so many people that have deserved a spot in the Grand Prix. I could not pick them myself, so everybody needs to earn their way into the Grand Prix. If you won at the pay-per-view, you've already qualified. So, Zofia Yankovic, High Fly Royalty, Sakura Sada, Lady Lotus, Killer Cass, Megumi Nakajima, Yu Hashimoto, Heart Saito, Paige Croft, Romy, Sei, not Shiori, but The Uprising, have all won at the pay-per-view, meaning they've all already qualified. Everybody else has to win a match, and then the loser of tonight's main event will get the final spot in the Grand Prix. So, there we go. That's all the rules. So, opening the show is the only non-qualifier match, as Green Lockdown beat up some Young Lions in a 2v2v2 because I ran out of people and time to have two Young Lion matches. So, here is the opener. Etsuko did really well. Who would have fucking guessed? And, it is time for the qualifier matches, and Shiori Jippensha enters with Asami Okubo, and she lets everybody know that she has pulled a fast one on not only Devil Karubi, but the 5SSW general managers in general, because she anonymously managed, I don't know how, she managed to find a way to make Asami Okubo, her best friend, her new best friend, make her qualifying match one of the easiest on the entire night. And that is because her qualifier match is a tag team match where she teams with Monster Ishimura and she takes on Sayo and Mitsu, some Young Lions. Holy fuck, they have excellent chemistry together. Oh my god, that's hilarious. It's even easier. But yeah, sorry, I did forget to mention, because there was so much I had to say. If it's a tag match, both members on the winning team, or all three members, or all four members, whatever it may be, if you win, you get added. So both Monster Ishimura and Asami Okubo have been added to the Grand Prix. Our second Young Lion match is not Young Lion match. Sorry, our second qualifier match sees the team of Akira and Spider Isako defeat the team of Kiyomi Mizuka and Sayuri Honda. 63 rated segment here. I gave Kiyomi Mizuka a new gimmick because she had some very bad momentum, and I'm sure this isn't going to help, but her new gimmick is pretty good. And believe it or not, the two people that have been feuding forever do not win, as Akira, fresh out of graduating from being a Young Lion, has now advanced to her first Grand Prix, and so has Spider Isako. 63 rated match. Our following contest is Wounded Warriors, who have great chemistry fighting each other, taking on each other. Winner gets the spot in the J Grand Prix, and that person is none other than Chitose Ariwara, who defeats Kaori Takanouchi in 1547 with the victory roll. 67 rated match, fun match here, and this is not the only match where tag partners are going at it, because the next match is a four-way. I think I moved, sorry, I lied. I think it's a 4v4. I moved matches around and forgot to mention it. The next match is a 4v4, as Bulk and Blue team up with Determination to take on Miko and Miwako and Kitten Tornado. And believe it or not, these girls do not lose this match, as Miko, Miwako, Eri, and Yuma have all qualified for the J Grand Prix. 68 rated match. It's going to get a little bit of a penalty because the match was short, so that's why I moved it up. But yes, 4 more qualifiers here. The next match was what I was originally building. It is a 4-way between all 4 members of the Quad Squad. 66 rated match. And the person qualifying out of these 4 is Hoshiko Tagawa, who defeats Rika, Rina, and Hana in 19 minutes and 36 seconds when she submits Rika Sujimura with the cross arm breaker to get the victory and to advance to the J Grand Prix. Our final qualifier match sees Birds of Prey take on Chieko and Thea Davis. And believe it or not, I am not having Birds of Prey not fucking be in the Grand Prix. So Birds of Prey get the victory. The tag team champions defeat Chieko and Thea. And as hard as it was, I really did I really did want to put Thea Davis in this tournament. I couldn't. I just ran out of spaces. I have too many different stories I'm telling right now, and unfortunately I had to cut Thea Davis from the J Grand Prix, so I thought might as well give her a pay-per-view match, having her take on the greatest tag team in the world of Fuyuko Higa and Jemi Onishi. 82 rated segment, and it is time for hopefully the big blow-off match. Maya, Shiori Jippensha in a cage. Shiori won their first match a few months ago thanks to the Uprising running in. Maya won the second match 2 months ago, I think, when a bunch of people ran in, even the odds, but Maya said that was a bullshit win. One-on-one, no outside distractions at all. She will beat Shiori, and Shiori says she didn't need the outside distraction. She just did it to get under Maya's skin. Cage match, and they go for 30 minutes. Time limit draw in a cage. Nobody gets the victory. The blow-off match does not blow anything off, as Shiori and Maya go 30 minutes in a cage and cannot decide a winner for the World Championship. Meaning that Devil Karubi makes a decision, and this is the post-show, by the way, to give both of them a world title match. That's right, at the J Grand Prix, our semi-main will be a 3-way match for the World Championship. Etsuko defends her title against both Maya and Shiori. She does not care one bit. She doesn't care who she faces, so they're going to face both of them. 55 rated segment. Semi-main for the J Grand Prix, 3-way for the world title. And we have 2 other angles on the post-show. The first one being Maki Yoshifumi, who's just very upset that she did not get a chance to qualify for the J Grand Prix, and she blames Lady Lotus. She says that she lost to somebody so beneath her that she wasn't even given a chance to qualify, and Lady Lotus will in fact pay for this injustice in the world. And the other Young Lion man, why do I keep saying Young Lion? The other post-show angle we have is the Uprising, who withdraw from the J Grand Prix. They were two of the fighters that won at the pay-per-view, meaning they did not have to win tonight to get added to the J Grand Prix. But since Shiori Jippensha is going into a 3-way, Shiori has asked her bodyguards, Selena and Talia, to withdraw from the tournament, and they do so. Meaning that since both Maya and Shiori drew, there was an opening in the J Grand Prix, and since Selena and Talia withdrew, there are 3 total openings in the J Grand Prix, and it is announced that outside of 5SSW, there will be qualifier matches on some independent shows, one in CILL, one in Japan, in a random independent promotion in Japan, and one in an independent promotion in the US. We're not going to see those matches. That's just my headcanon that we have asked CILL to give one of their girls a qualifier match for us, and their outside names will have to win their own matches on the indies to get added to the J Grand Prix, and I do not have them signed yet. 77 for the show, by the way. Thank you, Birds of Prey, for saving us. I will show you guys the brackets in a second at the beginning of the first tour show. Who else did really well? I guess we could do Maya and Shiori because they had to go 30 minutes and I feel bad. Alright, there we go. We made $160,000 naturally. And we are not at medium size yet, which thank God. I don't want to be at medium size. But yes, that is the kickoff show. We have all but 3 spots open, or all but 3 spots filled, and the final 3 spots will be filled by outside names. And when we come back, hopefully, I will have all 3 brackets filled out. So, you know, let's get into the Grand Prix finally. Alright, first day of the J Grand Prix is upon us. We have a little mishap. I was not aware that once the tour starts, any outgoing contracts that you have become null and void. As in, I offered touring contracts to 2 outside names, or 3 outside names, and only one of them signed before the first tour date. I think we'll be good. I think I'll be able to sign them on normal contracts before then. But we might have to move a tour date back, which would suck. But it is what it is. So here are the blocks. I have a couple of fill-ins. I will explain who, because it's announced who is in the tournament. So I will announce it here. So we'll start with the Red Stars. Here are our Red Stars. Paige Croft, Miwako Katsukawa, Osami Okubo. Number 4 is supposed to be Electric Dreamer. I have Sayo as the fill-in, and then when, hopefully, Electric Dreamer signs, we will just straight up, swap her out, you know? So, Electric Dreamer, Hoshiko Tagawa, Yuma Maruya, Killer Cast, Chitose Ariwata, and Megumi Nakajima. We, in the Blue Stars, have Yukiko Matsumara, Amiko Miyoshi, Yu Hashimoto, Lady Lotus, Sei Akutagawa. Not Mitsu, because this is supposed to be Otsune Sumura. She is retiring within 3 months, so I wanted to give her one final Grand Prix run just as a goodbye present. So, number 6 here is Otsune Sumura, Fuyuko Higa, Zofia Yankovic, and Monster Ishimura. And in the newly established Green Stars block, we have Spider Isako, Sakura Sada, Gemi Onishi, Joy Rider. Joy Rider is the American. She is an independent name, and she works in Japan, and she's pretty decent. She's young, so I wanted to give her a chance here. We'll say she won some match on a U.S. independent show, and she got in the fucking tournament. I wanted to take a chance on somebody new. I could have signed a bunch of luchadoras, but I already had Electric Dreamer, so I wanted to go with someone different. Eri Sato, Romi Yamato, Machiko Matsuda, Ai Kira, and Blackheart Saito. Tonight, however, will only be Red and Blue Stars matches, so even though we have 13 tour dates, not every single block is wrestling. Tonight will just be Red Stars and Blue Stars. This will help with the workload, give some girls extra days off, so the Green Stars get a rest day here, and both Electric Dreamer and Otsune are, we're gonna say, having visa issues, so they have a bye this week, and, yeah, let's get into the show. We, of course, are still kicking off with some Young Lion matches as we kick off with Bulk and Blue versus Mitsu and Sayo here. 48 for that. A 48 for Joy Rider and Thea Davis versus Ayano and Mineko. Joy Rider is rusty, which is not what you want to see when you're hiring somebody for a fucking Grand Prix, but it'll go away soon, so that's good. 48 for this one. Her gimmick was awful. She got a 21. Maybe I shouldn't have taken a chance. Shit happens. Our final Young Lion match is Rika Rina defeating Nozomi and Rihanna. So yeah, kicking off the J Grand Prix, Red Stars, we have Asami Okubo and Paige Croft. They kick off with a 68 rated match as Paige Croft defeats Asami Okubo, gets the first 2 points in the Grand Prix. First win under the Withering banner for anybody goes to Paige Croft defeating Asami Okubo in 9:55. Fun match to kick off the Grand Prix. Kicking off the Blue Stars, we have Amiko Miyoshi and Yukiko Matsumara. This goes 11 minutes and 41 seconds where Yukiko gets the victory over Miko here. Both girls had a decent performance here. 2 points for Yukiko. The following contest gets a 59 as Chitose is off her game, which is a bit of a shame. But Megumi Nakajima wins anyway, so I don't feel guilty. Megumi gets the victory in 13 minutes and 1 second with the Nakajima straitjacket. That is 2 points for Megumi Nakajima here. A 60 in the following match as we have our first upset, our first real upset of the tournament as Killer Cass defeats the former world champion Miwako Katsukawa in 14 minutes and 43 seconds with the kill switch. If you're wondering why Miwako did so well, it's because I protected the shit out of her. So Miwako was protected and kept strong, but she does lose, and Killer Cass gets 2 points on the board in the J Grand Prix against Miwako Katsukawa. 60 rated match. The next contest, an 80, holy fucking 80 rated match between Yu Hashimoto and Lady Lotus, where Yu Hashimoto gets herself 2 points to kick off her Grand Prix, defeating Lady Lotus in 15 minutes and 1 second. An 80 rating from Yu Hashimoto. God damn, girl. Our intermission match. We're bringing back some intermission matches. This will be used to help more with storylines, but tonight I did not need to advance any storylines. And the team of Sayuri Honda, Kaori Takanouchi, and Gemi Onishi defeat Green Lockdown's Unstoppable Tai, Toku Kijimura, and Chieko Kita. Gemi Onishi did very well. Who's surprised? Nobody. Continuing the Grand Prix, we have a 68 rated match as Monster Ishimura defeats the current All-Asian champion Sei Akutagawa in 15 minutes and 46 seconds with the running butt avalanche. And after the match, Monster Ishimura kind of taunts over the All-Asian champion, stomping her foot on the title as Sei is trying to pick it up, and Monster says, "You betrayed us. You betrayed us for this emo shit, and this is what happens. Your first match, you lose to me. I should have knocked the shit out of you when I had the chance. That's one of my biggest regrets in life right now, and you are proving me right." 52 rated segment, Monster Ishimura standing tall over Sei Akutagawa. Our final match of the Red Stars block is Yuma and Hoshiko. Don't click at all. This could have been such a great match. What a shame. But Yuma Maruya gets the victory. 2 points for her in the Red Stars as she beats Hoshiko Tagawa in 17:39 with the split-legged moonsault. 58 rated match. And final match of the night, Triangle Champion Zofia Jankovic, Tag Champion Fuyuko Higa. And we have our first 20-minute time limit draw. You're goddamn right, Zofia Jankovic ain't jobbing. They draw first 20-minute time limit. Both competitors get 1 point. 78 rated match. What a fucking match. Oh my god. Higa and Zofia, two of the best workers we have. Good shit. 78. Both girls get a point. And I'm gonna try to do this again. Before we end the show, I will give you an update on the blocks. So here is the Red Stars: Paige, Yuma, Killer Cass, and Megumi, all with 2 points. Blue Stars, Yukiko, Yu, and Monster are leading the pack with 2 points themselves. So there is the update. That will obviously get more interesting as the tournament goes on. And we finished the show. 75 rated show to kick off the J Grand Prix. What a fucking start to the tournament. $14,000 gate. Let's get it. I got a good feeling about this Grand Prix. Okay, day number 2 is upon us. Main eventing tonight. After her unfortunate loss to Killer Cass on night 1, Miwako's road does not get any easier as main eventing tonight. She's taking on Yuma Maruya. Will she be able to get her first points in the tournament, or will she start out 0-2 in this year's J Grand Prix? But before all that, we have to kick off the show with some Young Lion matches. The first one we got is Chicas Locas, Lady Lotus, and Hana Ajibana defeating Ayano and Mitsu. And then a quick promo from Lady Lotus afterwards, just like, look, I don't know why Maki feels the need to blame me for her not getting a qualifying match. It's not my fault that you weren't better than me. If you want to stay mad about it, then stay mad. I couldn't care less. But I'm not going to let you talk shit without me responding. So, 60 rated segment there. A 59 for Maya and Amiko defeating Rihanna and Sayo. Good match here. And a 60 for the Rose Queens defeating Mineko and Nozomi. Good shit. Thea Davis is great, believe it or not. And it is time for the tournament matches as we kick off with a 54. And Aikira, in the first Green Stars match, Aikira gets the first 2 points of the bracket. Her and Spider have great chemistry while fighting, which is crazy. She defeats her in 11 minutes and 17 seconds with the cannonball leg drop. Good performance here. 54 rated segment. But after the match, somebody who has been very helpful and what should I say, like willing to work with her since her graduation, Spider is very upset after losing here, kind of punching the mat down, and Aikira's like, "Are you alright?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then she walks away, storms out, just very, I don't know, upset at Aikira or upset with herself, but upset nonetheless. 46 rated angle here. In the Red Stars, we have the first match of Electric Dreamer, and it gets a great 55 as Electric Dreamer gets the victory in her return to 5SSW, yes, she is still an associate of Best Ever. Do not get it twisted. Shiori brought Electric Dreamer in a couple tours ago as the greatest luchadora ever, and she is still a accomplice, or whatever you want to call it, to Best Ever, so she is still a part of the faction, defeating faction member Asami Okubo in 9:39 with the Electric Blue Bomb, and getting 2 points in the J Grand Prix to kick things off for her. 55 rated segment. The next match also gets a 55 as Blackheart Saito defeats Sakura Sada in 13:56 to get 2 points for herself. Sakura Sada gimmick is great. That's good. The next match, Chitose versus Hoshiko. Chitose gets 2 points as she defeats Hoshiko in 13 minutes and 1 second with the victory roll. Hoshiko did much better because I protected her because she complained at me. 55 for that segment. The next match, the intermission match, Green Lockdown loses to Best Ever as Shiori Jippensha and the Uprising, who she made withdraw from the Grand Prix, get the victory over Chieko in the termination. 68 rated segment, Shiori wins, and then Shiori talks a bunch of shit. Like, I don't care that Etsuko beat me not that long ago. If this is the best that Green Lockdown has to offer, then it's only a matter of time before I take this paper champion out for good and get my title back and put Etsuko out to pasture where she belongs. 59 rated promo. The next match gets a 72 as Michiko Matsuda defeats Romi Yamato in 14:47 with the run-up Rana. Great match from these two. You'll love to see it. Michiko with the victory and 2 points for herself. The next match also gets a 72 as Megumi Nakajima is able to get a little bit of revenge against Paige Croft for turning on Yuma and the Icon Idols at the last pay-per-view and joining the Withering, getting herself 2 points. Megumi Nakajima defeats Paige Croft in 16 minutes and 15 seconds. In the final match for the Green Stars block, we have another 20-minute time limit draw as Eri Sato and Jemi Onishi, who are not that far removed from a very good tag title match and tag title feud, they draw again. Or not again, I don't know why I said again. They draw in their match against each other as neither woman can put the other away, and they both are going to walk away with 1 point each. They have great chemistry, so that's awesome to see. And in the main event, Yuma Maruya, Miwako Katsukawa. Miwako loses again. Yuma Maruya defeats her in 18 minutes and 36 seconds with the Yuma special, and Miwako has begun this Grand Prix off with an 0-2 record, as after 2 nights, leading the red block is Megumi and Yuma, both with 4 points each. Miwako with 2 straight losses. Bad opening for one of the best wrestlers that we have, and yeah, just not what you want, essentially. And then in the Green Stars, leading the Green Stars is Mach, Aikira, and Blackheart, all with 2 points. And then, of course, Eri and Jemmy with 1 point each. I don't know if I'm looking at this right, but I feel like somebody should... Oh, there it is. Electric Dream. Who had a bye tonight? Did nobody have... Oh, Killer Cass. I'm stupid. I was getting in my own head. But, yeah, that's the update of the blocks after night 2. The overall show gets a 70 rating. I forgot to mention, a bunch of our sound equipment just fucking went AWOL. So, I completely forgot. But yeah, we still got a 70 in spite of it, so I'm not mad in the goddamn slightest. $13,000 gate. It is gonna be good. Night 3, we're gonna have blue stars and green stars. Alright, night 3 of the tournament is here. Main eventing tonight, we have the Triangle Champion, Zofia Jankovic, in a main event, because she's earned it. And she's taking on Monster Ishimura, who is coming off a hot win against the Triangle Champion, Sei Akutagawa. So, you know, there's that. But, of course, we're going to kick off with the Young Lion matches. First one being Killer Cass and Paige Croft defeating Rihanna Smale and Mitsu Momotani. 55 rated match. The second one sees the Uprising defeat Ayano and Nozomi in 8 minutes and 18 seconds. And the final Young Lion match gets a 56 as Thea Davis and Maki Yoshifumi defeat Mineko and Sayo in 7:47. So on to the tournament matches. The first match gets a 29. Yeah, I know, that looks bad. However, this needed to go to a draw, and I did not feel like having this go 20 minutes to draw. So, Spider Isako and Joy Ryder go to a double countout draw that pissed off the fans. Joy is still rusty. Shit happens, you know. I don't want okay, I've already had 2 draws. This would have been this is draw number 3. I didn't want to have, if I do multiple draws in a round robin, I don't like having them all be time limit draws. So occasionally I sprinkle in a shitty one. I knew this was going to be bad. Shit on me, I don't care. Both Spider and Joy end out with 1 point here. The next match really brings the crowd back into it, as Sakura Sada and Eri Sato have great chemistry fighting each other, and it gets a 65 when Eri Sato defeats Sakura Sada in 13 minutes and 41 seconds with the buzzsaw kick. This was a Green Stars match, 2 points for Eri. We get 2 points for Amiko Miyoshi as she spoils Otsune's first match back in her retirement tour. 52 rated match. 52 rated performance from Miko. 2 points for Miko in the Blue Stars bracket. A 49. How on earth could Romi Yamato and Gemi Onishi get a 49? Well, that is because we have another fuck finish, as the Withering have made their first challenge as a stable to the Birds of Prey, and they cement that they are not going to let up by having Sei Akutagawa run in for interference mid-match, allowing Romi Yamato to get the upset victory over Gemi Onishi in 14:31 and get herself 2 points in the bracket. 49 rated segment, and Gemi Onishi is pissed as Romi and Sei are laughing at their former stablemate as they walk to the back, celebrating being shitheads, I guess. The intermission match sees Best Evers Kiyomi, Kani, and Kinye fall to Hana Ajibana, Maya, and Hoshiko Tagawa. 67 rated match. Still getting the crowd back into it after 2 fuck finishes. I don't know how I did that, but I did it. I have balls. Hoshiko Tagawa wins the match in 12:34 when she submits Connie Morris with the cross arm breaker. And Shiori Jippensha, of course not happy with her Bulk and Blue mates losing, as she takes in the Uprising to beat down Maya, Hana, and Hoshiko. The Uprising, as I've mentioned 3 times already, have withdrawn from the tournament, and this is going to be the reason why, so they can stay fresh for beatdowns on Maya, Etsuko, or Maya and Etsuko. 55 rated segment. Shiori Jippensha back at it again. We continue the Grand Prix as Kira falls to Michiko Matsuda in 14 minutes and 3 seconds with the run-up Rana. Decent little 58 rated match here. 2 points for Michiko. A 59 for Lady Lotus and Sei Akutagawa. A little disappointed in this one. I thought this would do a lot better, but shit happens. Lady Lotus defeats Sei Akutagawa. That is another loss for Sei Akutagawa, starting off the tournament with 2 losses, just like Miwako Katsukawa. And the former All-Asian champion gets another person taunting her, as Lady Lotus, you know, she looks at the All-Asian title and she says, she has a microphone and she says, you know, when I get my Triangle Championship back, I think I would look really fucking good with 2 belts. Don't you think, Sei? Don't you think I'd look too good with 2 belts? And Sei Akutagawa just says, fuck you, fuck Chicas Locas, fuck the Triangle title, and she leaves. 63 rated segment. Lady Lotus gets the victory. A 69 for Yu Hashimoto and Yukiko Matsumara in our semi-main, as Yu Hashimoto gets the victory in 13:49 with the end game and gets herself 2 points. I am a little worried. Okay, I did order this right. Main event, Zofia versus Monster. Saves the fucking show. Thank the Lord. Zofia and Monster get a 74 as the Triangle Champion. Zofia Jankovic defeats Monster Ishimura with the knockout head kick in 18 minutes and 27 seconds. Zofia Jankovic gets herself 2 points in the blue block, and we have one promo from the post-show as Fuyuko Higa and Jemi Onishi essentially say, Higa says that in the Blue Stars block, I am facing Sei Akutagawa on the final night, and after the bullshit that these former Apex members pulled, I will get my revenge. Sei Akutagawa has made a mockery of this stable just by being a former member of it and pulling garbage like that. Sei and Romy are disgraces that should have never worn blue, teal, and white like they have, and I will make them pay when I face Sei at the final night. 67 rated segment. Here is how the standings are looking. The Blue Stars, only person leading right now is Yu Hashimoto, the only person with 2 wins and 0 losses. Zofia with a loss and a draw, so that's a good, Fuyuko Higa drew in her first match, so she's pretty low down, but hopefully she'll come back. And for the Green Stars, Machiko Matsuda is the only person with 2 wins and 0 losses for her block, as she's leading with 4 points, and Eri Sato not far behind with a win and a draw. So that is the standing of the Grand Prix right now. Finished the show. We had a 75. Thank you, Zofia, for saving the show. It totally wasn't Monster. It was Zofia that saved the show. $13,000 gate. So a little bit of popularity gain. And, yeah, so far so good on the Grand Prix. Alright, tour day number 4 is upon us. Main eventing tonight, we've got Blue Stars, Yu Hashimoto, Amiko Miyoshi. Night number 4 means it's another Red Stars and Blue Stars exclusive. The Green Stars will have the night off. We might see them in a Young Lion match or an intermission match. But in terms of Grand Prix matches, they get the night off tonight. And, yeah, so we kick off the show with Aikira and Spidery Sako. 45 rated segment here. And, it's just, it's weird. They still get the victory naturally, but the smoothness and the overall just game plan was like really odd. They just did not mesh nearly as well as they usually do. Aikira and Spidery Sako did, as the match ends when Spidery Sako kind of tags herself in to hit the jumping knee strike and get the victory. Just weird. Just a weird moment here between these two girls that were teaming up regularly. A 52 as Kaori and Sayuri defeat Mineko and Mitsu. Good performance from fucking Kaori. Holy shit. And oh my god, I'm gonna have to fucking push her. And the final Young Lion match sees Shiori Jippensha team up with Kiyomi Mizuka, because why the fuck not? They have excellent chemistry. Oh my god, she's got a new protege. Holy shit. They defeat Nozomi and Sayo. 55 rated match. Good shit. We kick off the Grand Prix matches with a 71 rated match as Hoshiko Tagawa defeats Paige Croft in the Grand Prix, getting her first 2 points, I believe. Yes, getting her first 2 points is Hoshiko Tagawa, locking in the rolling leg lock on Paige Croft out of nowhere, getting the submission victory. What a fucking kickoff to tonight's blocks, as Hoshiko gets 2 points. The second match does not do as well. It does better, because it got a 64. But it's Lady Lotus versus the Triangle Champion. Lady Lotus has been trying so hard to get another Triangle Championship match, and Zofia has been trying so hard to make sure she doesn't, and this goes to a 20-minute time limit draw as a result. Zofia and Lady Lotus cannot fucking get a winner in this match. Good rating. Both women get 1 point. We have a 50 rated match as Electric Dreamer, hot off of a strong victory over Asami Okubo, runs into the brick wall that is Killer Cass. 50 rated match. Kill switch after 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Killer Cass gets the victory. The next match is a 67 as Fuyuko Higa fucking carries this retiring Otsune. she's retiring. I'm giving her a fucking run. I'm sorry. I have sentimental reasons too. Fuyuko Higa defeats Otsune in 14 minutes and 8 seconds with the perfection sweep, getting herself another 2 points in the block, sorry. Our intermission match gets a 72 as Chicas Locas, Maya, Hana, and Rika Rina fall to the termination Maki Yoshifumi and Etsuko Arihyoshi after 15 minutes and 11 seconds when Maki Yoshifumi hits the duck under head kick on Rika Sujimura, gets the victory, and after the match kind of taunts Chicas Locas, getting in Rika Rina's face and saying, look, one of you Chicas cost me my chance to be in this Grand Prix, and if I can't have my hands on her, I'm gonna fucking take my anger out on some of you. And Maya gets in her way like, what the fuck is this all about? Get the fuck out of my girl's face. If we got a problem, then we got a problem, but get the fuck out of their face. 68 rated segment for that. The next match gets a 71 as Miwako defeats Chitose Ariwara, getting her first 2 points in the Grand Prix here. 13 minutes and 52 seconds. Katsukawa Bomb. Miwako gets the victory. Next match gets a 68 as Sei Akutagawa gets her first victory in the Blue Stars block as she defeats Yukiko Matsumara in 15:28 with the Northern Lights Bomb. The All-Asian champion gets the victory here. In our semi-main, a 71 rated match, Megumi Nakajima defeats Asami Okubo in 15:48. Asami Okubo still yet to get a single point in the Grand Prix so far, but Megumi is not exactly the easiest fight, as Megumi gets herself 2 points. And our main event gets a 70, and they don't seem to click. What a fucking depressing outing. Yu Hashimoto defeats Amiko Miyoshi in 17:54. They still get a 70, despite the fact that they didn't click. Yu Hashimoto now with 6 points, 3 wins, 0 losses, 70 rated main event. We have a couple of angles from the post-show. Zofia Jankovic starts to taunt Lady Lotus, basically saying, Lady Lotus talks this big game about how she's going to get the Triangle Championship back. You can beat Monster Ishimura, you can beat Sei Akutagawa, but you can't beat me. You'll never get another Triangle Championship match because you'll never fucking earn it, Lady Lotus. You will never earn it as long as I'm the champion. 47 rated segment, and then we have a promo from Yu Hashimoto where she says, when I put my mind to something, god damn it, do I mean it? Green Lockdown fucked me over, and they're gonna get fucked over. I am the only person left in the Blue Stars block with a perfect record. 6 points, 0 losses, 0 draws. Nobody's touching me right now. And I'm going to walk in to that pay-per-view, beat whatever poor sap fights me in the semifinals, take whoever I'm facing in the finals to the mat, and I will walk away with the victory. The Grand Prix, my first Grand Prix, and also will walk into Hearts Champion and walk out with the world title. Green Lockdown, your days are numbered. And that is how we end the show. Let's check in on the blocks, of course. The Red Stars block sees Megumi Nakajima, the last one standing with a perfect record. 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. 6 points for Megumi Nakajima. And for the Blue Stars, as we know, Yu Hashimoto is the only one left with 3 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws. 6 points for her. Zofia with 4. Also undefeated, just does not have nothing but wins. Red Stars, it's a little more spread out as Yuma and Killer Cass both had a bye, so they are also perfect. So, the tournament is still in its beginnings, still in its infancy, so it's hard to make any assumptions yet. This show got a 72. We had a $14,000 gate, good shit, and that wraps up Tour Day number 4. Funakoshi, hi. Tour Day number 5 is here. Main eventing tonight, we have Blue Stars, Amiko Miyoshi, Fuyuko Higa, main eventing, but we are also gonna have the first match between Yu Hashimoto and Sei Akutagawa since their match at Final Attack. Yu and Sei have had this unspoken rivalry for months now, and never acted on it because they were both in Apex, but now that Sei has finally turned her back on Apex, Yu Hashimoto and Sei Akutagawa are going one-on-one later tonight. we kick off the show with the Young Lion matches. A 51 for Connie and Kinye versus Mitsu and Nozomi. A 52 for Down to the Mat versus Ayano and Sayo. And a 61 for Miwako and Maya versus Rihanna and Mineko. Why am I picking Miwako and Maya? I don't know. I thought they might want to learn from them. They're very good at what they do. But yeah, that is the Young Lion matches. We kick off the tournament matches with a 58 rated match where Spider Isako gets the upset victory over Machiko Matsuda in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Jumping knee strike. Machiko Matsuda falls to Spider Isako in this match. 12 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 points for Spider Isako, despite the fact she was really off her game. God damn it. And after the match, Spider Isako and Romi Yamato take the time to beat down Machiko Matsuda just for fun, just continue the beatdown. Spider keeps kind of like looking back at the ramp, almost like she's expecting someone else to come out, but no one else ever does. Eventually someone does come out in the form of Yukiko, but I meant nobody from the Withering, or I guess nobody that Spider was waiting for was coming out. But yeah, Yukiko makes the save, and just the Withering doing Withering things, beating people down. 49 for that segment. We have a 51 between Otsune and Monster Ishimura, and in a shocking upset, back-to-back upsets, Monster Ishimura goes for her finisher, but Otsune turns it into an inside cradle and gets the roll-up victory over Monster Ishimura. Huge upset. Otsune is celebrating, and Monster is looking back, like, kind of smirking, like, fucking this bitch. She's still got it. She's retiring soon, and she's still got it. God damn, just like, wow, Monster is either taken aback or angry, or so angry she's not mad. It's hard to say. Her emotions are not easy to read. Next match gets a 59 as Romi Yamato defeats Sakura Sada in 8 minutes and 43 seconds. 2 points for Romi Yamato here. Good enough match for these two. A 74 for Yukiko and Zofia Jankovic, a fucking great match. They have great chemistry. And Zofia Jankovic gets another victory, defeating Yukiko Matsumara in 15 minutes and 57 seconds. Great match. Our intermission match gets a 68, where Wounded Warriors and Sayuri Honda defeat the Uprising and Electric Dreamer in 13 minutes and 10 seconds. Really good performances by the Uprising here. Electric Dreamer was the weak link. She's alright, I guess. 68 for that segment. The next match gets a 58. Joyrider is still rusty. She'll get over that before the end of the tournament, which is fine. But she falls to Blackheart Saito in 13 minutes and 41 seconds. That is another 2 points for Blackheart in the Green Stars block. A 72 for Yu Hashimoto and Sei Akutagawa. They go to fucking town. They don't try to win this match. This is the first match they've been able to have. This is the first time they've been able to fight since Final Attack, and shit has been brewing, and the powder keg exploded. Neither woman actually tried to win this match. They just kept beating on each other and beating on each other. Only like a total of 2 pinfall and submission attempts over these 20 minutes. Neither woman actually winning the victory, and it goes to a time limit draw. Both girls get 1 point when it's all said and done, and they continue the fight and continue it to the point where both Apex and the Withering have to pull their respective members away from the other one because the show just, either the show couldn't go on or they were both getting damaged. Both Apex and the Withering pulling their girl off the other one. 64 rated angle. Our semi-main gets a 69 as Aikira and Gemi Onishi have great chemistry, and Aikira is not able to pull off the upset as Gemi Onishi defeats her in 13 minutes and 49 seconds with the Flying Dagger leg drop. 69 rated match there. 2 points for Gemi. And our main event gets an 82 as Fuyuko Higa defeats Amiko Miyoshi in 19 minutes and 24 seconds. When in doubt, Birds of Prey it out. What a fucking match between these two. I knew it was going to be great. I fucking knew it. But that's another 2 points for Fuyuko Higa here. 82 rated main event. We have a couple of moments from the post show. The first one being Spider Isako wondering why Akira did not join in on the beatdown, and Akira says, I don't know why you thought I would do that. I don't see the point of that. You already got the victory over Machiko. Why beat her down? And Spider's like, that's how you get ahead in this company. You don't get ahead by being some goody two-shoes. No, the reason that when we team up, you win more is because I do what it takes to win. It's because the Withering do what it takes to stay on top. And until you learn that, you'll never be going anywhere, Akira. You wouldn't even be in this tournament without me. So listen to me and follow my lead from now on. 53 rated segment. And the final angle, we see Shiori Jippensha just kind of berating the Uprising. Like, how dare you lose to the goddamn Wounded Warriors? That's fucking, you pulled out of this Grand Prix to protect me, and you can't even protect yourselves from Sayuri Honda. What the fuck is that? Make it right. 57 for that segment. So let's check in on the brackets after the second night, or the fifth night, sorry. Yu Hashimoto's perfect bracket is busted as she went to a draw with Sayaka Tagawa, but she is still leading the Blue Stars with 7 points. Zofia Jankovic not far behind with 6 points. Her, Higa, Yu Hashimoto are the only ones left undefeated. Nobody has a perfect record anymore. On the Green Stars, Blackheart Saito has a perfect record with 2 wins. And everybody else, Eri Sato is also undefeated, but she has a draw, so it's 3. But we have a 3-way tie in the lead right now. 4 points for Romy, Machiko, and Blackheart. So yeah, the Green Stars is still wide open. Couple people are starting to take a lead in the Blue Stars, but it is far, far from over as we finish the show and we get an we get an 82 rated show. Oh my lord, thank you, Fuyuko Higa. Oh my god. $14,000 gate again. Jesus Christ, what a goddamn show. Alright, we are not even halfway through this insanely large J Grand Prix. But Tour Day 6 is here, so let's get into the matches. We're kicking things off with 2 Young Lion matches tonight. Only 2 3v3s, no... Not 3 2v2s. So, first one, we have Green Lockdown's Unstoppable Toku and Chieko defeating Mineko, Rihanna, and Sayo in a 55. And a 57 for Sayuri, Chitose, and Kaori defeating Mitsu, Ayano, and Nozomi. 57 for this one. And after the match, Shiori told the Uprising losing to Wounded Warriors was unacceptable, so do something about it, and they just beat them down. That'll show them. Do not win against us, or you will get your ass kicked. 49 for that angle. The first tournament match, we see Yuma Maruya defeat Electric Dreamer in 14-23 with the Yuma Special. Tonight is, I forgot to mention, tonight is Red Stars and Green Stars only. So Yuma defeats Electric Dreamer in 14-23, 66 rated match. Good match there. A 57, Joyrider is still rusty, so she's going to be curtain jerking until that fucking changes. Eri Sato defeats her in 9:56 to get 2 points. A 60, Asami Okubo and Killer Cass do not seem to click, which is a bit of a shame, but shit happens. Match goes 12 minutes and 53 seconds. Killer Cass gets the victory and 2 points for herself. Asami Okubo is still winless in the Grand Prix. A 44 for Sakura Sada defeating Akira in 19 minutes and 16 seconds. Yep, Sakura Sada gets, I don't think it's her first 2 points, but it is her first win. No, it is her first 2 points in the tournament so far. So good for Sakura Sada getting the victory here. Our intermission match gets a 71 as Rika, Rina, and Maya defeat Green Lockdown's Etsuko, Maki, and Thea. And after the match, Maya taunts both Etsuko and Maki, like, Maki, never talk shit again because you will get your ass kicked by me and my girls every time. And Etsuko, at the J Grand Prix, and the 1 year anniversary of me winning my first J Grand Prix, I'm gonna take that title from you. 73 rated segment. The next match gets a 75 as Megumi Nakajima defeats Hoshiko Tagawa. Great fucking match from these two. You love to see it. 2 points for Megumi. A 54 for a Blackheart promo, where before her match with Spider Isako comes underway, she grabs a microphone and she says, look, if I really wanted to, I could force Spider Isako to lay down and give me the easy victory, but I'm not gonna do that. You know why? Because I might be the leader of the Withering, but I am not a dictator like Yuma Maruya. I do not hold back the talented people that work under me for my own personal gain. No. I have told Spider Isako and Romy Yamato and anybody else that is fighting me in this tournament to give me every single ounce of their being that they physically can. Because if I win, I want it to be legit. And I want them to have the chance to prove their worth and beat me given the opportunity. So Spider Isako, come get me. And in a 64 perfect rated match, Blackheart Saito does still get the victory in a highly competitive match with her underling Spider Isako, defeating her in 12 minutes and 12 seconds with the Flying Tiger Knee. 64 rated match. And our main event gets a 75 as Miwako Katsukawa defeat, or no, this is not the main event, this is the semi-main, I'm sorry. Our semi-main gets a 75 as it's Paige Croft versus Miwako Katsukawa. Great match. You knew it was going to be great. Miwako is now 2-0 since starting 0-2, so maybe she was mounting a comeback. Who knows? 75 rated segment. And our main event gets a 76 as Jemi Onishi defeats Michiko Matsuda just before the 20 minutes are up. After 19 minutes and 19 seconds, she gets the victory, and she gets 2 more points in the Green Stars block. Great main event. And we have one post-show angle where Maki Yoshifumi ends the interview press conference by destroying the set, and she is furious. She says, Maya's a bitch. Rika Rina are a bunch of sheep. Lady Lotus is a talentless hack that got lucky one day and has stunted my career ever since. Chicas Locas will pay for what they've done. 44 to end the show. In the tournament, 6 days are down. After all 6 days, Megumi Nakajima is the only one left with a perfect record, or I guess Yuma and Killer Cass both have perfect records. They still have perfect records, they just have not wrestled as much as Megumi. Megumi is leading with 8 points. And in the Green Stars, Blackheart also with a perfect record, leading with 6 points because she had a bye on night 3. So she is just a match behind most of her competitors. But Eri Sato and Jemi Onishi are not far behind Blackheart, as they have 5 points each. And here's the Blue Stars, if you forgot. So there you go. That is the current standings of the tournament. A 78 for the overall show. A $13,000 gate for tonight. What a fucking night. And, yeah, let's get into tour day number 7 of 13. And then the pay-per-view. So 14 total. 15, because there's the kickoff show. This is going to be a long video. Alright, tour day number 7. We got another red and blue stars no, sorry, I lied. I completely lied through my teeth. This is a, red and... No, I lied again. It is red and blue stars. Shut up. Shut up. You're stupid. It's been a long video already, and we're not even halfway done. It's a stat card, though, so just get ready for that. Stat card tonight. Young Lion matches, we've got the Uprising defeating Ayano and Mineko in a 59. The 56 for the Termination defeating Nozomi and Rihanna. And a 57 for Best Ever's Kiyomi and Shiori defeating Mitsu and Sayo. So, despite the fact that we have a stat card, I had to nerf it some, because after going 0-4 to kick off her tournament, Asami Okubo has given up on trying to win normally, as she blatantly cheats to get her first 2 points in the Grand Prix, beating Hoshiko Tagawa in 10:55 with a 57 rated match. Yep, Asami has given up and she is cheating to win, and, it's not going to sit well with the Chicas. A 53 for the next match as Lady Lotus defeats Otsune Sumura in 14:25. Good performance from Lady Lotus here. A 12 as Electric Dreamer draws with Chitose Ariwara after the match descended into chaos. So Selena and Talia are still getting revenge on the Wounded Warriors for fucking them over and for losing on the show, and their plan was to give Electric Dreamer the win. However, the referee saw, threw the match out, and screwed over Chitose and screwed over the crowd. Man, shit happens. We bounce back almost immediately as Sei Akutagawa and Amiko Miyoshi pull the crowd from the depths of hell and get a 71 as Sei Akutagawa defeats her and gets herself 2 points in the Blue Stars block. Our intermission match is a 2v2v2. I've put Joy Rider here so that her ring rust will go away quicker, but it is Rika Rina getting the victory, eliminating Aikira and Joy Rider first, and then Bulk and Blue. Good performance by Kinye, actually, so I'm happy with that. 60 overall match. Good stuff. Back to the tournaments, and we get a second draw tonight, as I fucking didn't click time limit draw. My bad. Oof. You know what, though? Ignore it. Ignore it. This was a time limit draw. Ignore that. Killer Cass and Yuma Maruya draw when they go to the 20-minute time limit. Not a double disqualification. And after that, Killer Cass loses her shit. Her perfect bracket is busted. So is Yuma's, but she doesn't fucking care about Yuma's perfect bracket. She blames Yuma for for being too stubborn or whatever the reason is. She just jumps and beats down Yuma for ruining her perfect bracket. And her perfect tournament run so far comes to an end at the hands of Yuma Maruya. A 79, holy fuck, for Yu Hashimoto and Zofia Jankovic. And after 16 minutes and 12 seconds, the Triangle Champion gets another victory as Zofia Jankovic defeats Yu Hashimoto with the knockout head kick. Yu Hashimoto has been calling out and talking shit to Green Lockdown for a while now, but Green Lockdown gets the victory tonight as Zofia defeats Hash in 16-12 in a phenomenal match. The following contest does not do quite as well, but it still does incredible, as Miwako Katsukawa starts this tournament off 0-2 and is now 3-0 since her first 2 losses. So she defeats Megumi Nakajima in 15:56 in a 76 rated match, gets herself 2 points. And the main event, Fuyuko Higa, Monster Ishimura, we have a second time limit draw tonight as Fuyuko Higa and Monster Ishimura go the distance, 20 minutes. Fuyuko cannot put the monster away, and it gets a 75. And Fuyuko Higa, she cuts a promo afterwards where she buries the Withering while she's praising Monster Ishimura. She's like, Ishimura, I would be mad that I didn't win right now, but I can't be because I lost, or I didn't lose. I drew to you. I drew to someone as big and tough and has progressed immensely since becoming a member of Apex. I am glad that you are the most reliable member of Apex that is not me or Jemmy, and it's not some face-painted freak or some fucking nerd that's scared to wrestle. I'm glad that you're a member of Apex, pretty much. And then we get 2, that's how we end the show, but on the interviews, we get 2 promos from 2 different teams. The first one being Chitose and Kaori say that they will not let this shit slide. You do not fuck over a tournament, let alone the Wounded Warriors tournament, and get away with it, the Uprising. We're coming for you. And then Down to the Mat cut a very similar promo towards Asami Okubo, as Asami cheated to beat Hoshiko, and Hana and Hoshiko are like, we're not gonna let that shit slide. 49 for that final promo. Return to booking screen, please. And in the tournaments, Red Stars are now being led by Megumi Nakajima still with 8 points. Megumi's in the lead. Killer Cass and Yuma are tied with 7 points after their draw. Megumi is still leading, but not that far ahead. For the blue block, The leader is now the Triangle Champion, Zofia Jankovic, who is now the only person left with an undefeated bracket, as she has 2 draws and 3 wins under her belt. And, yeah, Zofia leading with 8 points. Hashimoto not far behind with 7 points. Fuyuko Higa with 6 points. I lied, sorry, Higa also is undefeated. But there are no perfect tournaments left amongst the entire tournament. I lied, Blackheart. Alright, I gotta shut up because I keep lying instantly during this entire recording session. A 77 for this show. Ignore the 12. Good fucking show. Good show. I might have went a little overboard with the finish to, Chitose and, Dreamer. Alright, halfway point? I don't know. I'm somewhere around there. We're about halfway through the tournament. And tonight is another Green Stars and Red Stars night. The Blue Stars do not have any tournament matches tonight. Main eventing for the Red Stars is, I just booked it. It's main eventing is Hoshiko Tagawa and Miwako Katsukawa. That will be a very fun match. And semi-maining the show, main eventing the Green Stars, will be Eri Sato, the woman that Blackheart kind of like pinpoints as the person that set her over the edge with Icon Idols, taking on Blackheart Saito. So we've got an interesting tour day tonight. Kicking things off, we've got Kaori and Sayuri, both with 60s based, defeating Rihanna and Sayo in a 55 rated match. The Uprising defeat Mineko and Nozomi in a 57 rated match, and I want to make sure, yes, and afterwards, Wounded Warrior sent a message on the press conference of the last show that the Uprising were not just going to fuck over Chitose and get away with it, and they chased them off with chairs here, chased them all the way out of the building just for fun, and, yeah, just they're going to be coming for the Uprising like the Uprising were coming for them. So 59 for that angle. And the final Young Lion match sees Amiko Miyoshi and Maya defeat Ayano and Mitsu in a 62 rated match. The first tournament match is a Green Stars block match as Gemi Onishi defeats Spider Isako in a really good 69 rated match. Another 2 points for Gemi Onishi. A 55 for the following match is Paige Croft defeats Electric Dreamer in 14-26. 2 points for Paige Croft. A 57 in the following match is Killer Cass defeats Chitose Ariwara in 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Killer Cass's performances are getting better each time, so good to see. 57 for this match, 2 points for Killer Cass. A 61. Joyrider is finally no longer in a funk. Good to fucking see. So now we can truly see how solid Joyrider is. And if she's not good, she's still not good. But we helped develop her, and maybe we'll bring her back in the future for something. 61 rated segment. Romi Yamato defeats her in 11:07 to get 2 points in the green block. Our intermission match gets a 61 as Shiori Jippensha teams with her, someone that's kind of growing on her a lot, Kiyomi Mizuka. And they defeat Green Lockdown's Etsuko and Thea Davis after 13 minutes and 58 seconds because Shiori locks in the Jippensha leg lock after blatantly cheating, and then Shiori has the balls to laugh at Etsuko right to her face, just like, ha ha ha, you suck, your stable sucks, I won tonight, this is why I'm better than you, this is why your title reign's a fluke, it's a faux title reign, paper champion, I kicked you out of best ever and we got better, fuck you. 56 rated angle there. A 58 as we get back to the tournament matches as Michiko Matsuda defeats Sakura Sada with the run-up Rana in 14 minutes and 30 seconds. A 69 for Asami Okubo and Yuma Maruya, as Yuma Maruya defeats Asami in 16:37 to get herself 2 points. A 60 because Eri and Blackheart do not click, but it's fine because it wasn't the main event. And if Blackheart Saito suffers her first loss in the tournament so far, losing to Eri Sato, 60 rated segment despite the bad chemistry. And after the match, Eri Sato, she gets in Blackheart's face and she says, this whole theatrics, all this bullshit with the withering and this purple visual vomit that you have going on, it's all a front, isn't it, Blackheart? It's all a front. You blame me, or you blame Yuma, or you blame Icon Idols for letting you down, but you've lost tonight. When you've had the chance to shut me up or shut me down, you failed, and you failed miserably. I've won tonight. I've given you your first loss in this tournament. Maybe the reason that you felt like you were being held back was because you're just not good anymore. 58 rated segment. Main event, 73. Good shit. Miwako Katsukawa defeats Hoshiko Tagawa in 17:42. You knew this match was going to be great. 73 rated match. Thank you, Miwako, for ending the show on a very high note. And, yeah, that's how we end the show, but we have a couple of we have one post-show angle, where Etsuko is being interviewed, and she's interrupted by Maya, who says, look, Etsuko, look, at the pay-per-view, I'm taking your title, alright? Right off the bat, that's how we're gonna start this, okay? Every woman for herself at the pay-per-view. But until then, I think it would be mutually beneficial if we made sure that Shiori, if we, let's say, united for a little bit, and made sure Shiori's antics come to an end, and then Etsuko doesn't reply, but she really likes the sound of Shiori's antics coming to an end. 57 rated angle to end the show. The brackets, let's get a look at them. Red Stars, we have Miwako and Megumi are now tied after Megumi suffered a loss against, who did she lose to? She lost to Miwako, that's right. She lost to Miwako, and yeah, now they are tied with 8 points each. Leading is still Yuma and Killer Cass. I fucking looked right past that, my bad. Leading the bracket is now Yuma and Killer Cass, not Megumi, as they both have 9 points. 4 wins and 1 draw between the two of them. The Green Stars block is being led now by Eri Sato, not Blackheart Saito. Eri Sato is leading the group along with Gemi Onishi. Both of them have 7 points. Blackheart, Romy, and Michiko not far behind with 6 each. The one loss has put Blackheart out of the lead. She is a match behind both Gemi and Eri, but oh well, who knows? Yeah, that's the show. 75 for the fucking show. Let's go. Banger. Another banger. $13,000 gate. Alright, good way for the possible maybe halfway point of this tour. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, tour day number 9. We are one show away from the double digits. And on tonight's tour show, we have main eventing the show, Fuyuko Higa and Lady Lotus. We will also see a champion versus champion match in the blue block, as it is Sei and Zofia going head to head. This is blue and green stars only, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to mention. And then the main event for the Green Stars is going to be Blackheart and Romy. 2 members of the Withering going, and you know, as Blackheart said, she has told every member of the Withering to give the best that they can and bring the fight to her. So, we kick off the show with Down to the Mat defeating Mineko and Sayo in a 53 rated Young Lion match. 63 performance from Hoshiko here. A 46 as Bulk and Blue defeat Ayano and Nozomi. And I did forget to check, how is their chemistry doing? 27. We're getting there. And the final Young Lion match sees Asami Okubo and Electric Dreamer defeat Mitsu and Rihanna in 747 with a 52. And very similar to the angle that was ran on the last show with the Uprising and Wounded Warriors, Hana and Hoshiko, after the Young Lion match, get revenge on Asami and Electric Dreamer. Where Wounded Warriors chased off the Uprising with chairs, Hana and Hoshiko are actually able to hit their respective finishers on Asami and Electric Dreamer, Big pop by the fans. Best ever, get their comeuppance for the night. So yeah, 44 rated segment here. We kick off the tournament matches with a 45 rated match between Joy Rider and Akira. I feel like if we brought on Joy Rider full time, then she'd get pretty good, but I just wanted to bring her in for this show and be like, hopefully she'll get more bookings and she'll get better. But she's not doing too great otherwise, but it is what it is. Akira defeats her in 10 minutes and 41 seconds and gets herself 2 points in a 45 rated opener. A 58 for Yukiko and Otsune as Yukiko defeats her in 11:41 and gets 2 points in the blue block. A 73 between Spider, Isako, and Arisato, who have great chemistry, and it fucking shows. Arisato does come away with the victory, though, in 14 minutes and 23 seconds, hits her with the buzzsaw kick, gets herself 2 points in the green block. A 67 in the following match is Amiko Miyoshi is able to topple the monster, something that Fuyuko Higa was not able to do last show, and Amiko Miyoshi gets the victory and gets herself 2 more points in the Blue Stars block. 67 for that match. Our intermission match sees the beginning of this weird partnership that Maya had suggested to Etsuko. We did not know if they were going to go through with it, but they have, as Miwako, Maya, Etsuko, and Thea Davis defeat Kiyomi, Talia, Selena, and Shiori in a 73 match, and afterwards, the referee goes to hand the belt to Etsuko, goes to hand her world title to her, but he drops it. Maya goes to pick it up, Etsuko picks it up, they both have an end, and there's this weird moment of like, oh, that's right, that's what we're fighting for. We're not on the same page, are we? And it's just like, how long is this? We know this partnership's gonna end, quote-unquote, at the pay-per-view, but who knows if it'll even make that far, if they already have intention. 63 for Gemi Onishi and Sakura Sada. Gemi Onishi defeats her in 13:38, gets the victory. 2 points for Gemi Onishi here. A 69 for Sei and Zofia, champion versus champion, and even though I book the Triangle Championship with lesser-known people, in theory, these two are equals, and they show that as they go to a 20-minute time limit draw. Neither woman, neither champion is able to defeat the other. 69 rated match. Good shit from Sei and Zofia. And our semi-main gets a 78 because Blackheart gave me a finish that I was not able to save for the pay-per-view. And they have great chemistry, so everything was going for Blackheart and Romy. What a fucking match. When Blackheart said to Romy and Spider to bring their A-game, I guess this is what she fucking meant. 78. Blackheart still wins, however, only suffering 1 loss in this tournament so far. Flying Tiger Knee, 2 more points for her. And the main event gets a 77. Blackheart did so fucking good that she Birds of Prey'd it out. Okay, 77 as Fuyuko Higa defeats Lady Lotus in 1831 with the Higa Green Driver. And that is another 2 points for Fuyuko Higa in the blue block. We have just a funny promo from the interview where Shiori comes up to Devil and she's just complaining, just like, what is this fucking, sue them, and Devil's like, what? And she's like, green lockdown, cheapy violence, Chica's locals, whatever the fuck they're called, collusion, this is collusion, this is illegal. And Devil's like, what, Shiori? She's like, this isn't fair, I'm one stable and it's 2 of them against us, how is that fair? And Devil's like, dude, why? Just Shiori pitching a fit that her tactics are not going to be able to help her out if they team up. So here are the standings following night number 9. The Blue Stars are still being led by Zofia Jankovic with 9 points. Fuyuko Higa not far behind with 8. But that second draw did put her behind Zofia. So, you know, somehow. Oh, because Zofia has 3 draws. I was hallucinating. Yu Hashimoto still not far behind with 7 points. And Sei Akutagawa still in the running with 6. For the Green Stars, We are tied between Gemi Onishi and Eri Sato at the moment, as both women have 9 points. Blackheart Saito has the better record between the two of them, but she did have a bye week already, and Gemi Onishi has not yet. And neither has Eri Sato has. Eri Sato has. So Eri Sato is definitely in the lead. But yeah, Gemi and Eri are tied with 9. Blackheart is not far behind with 8. Mach, Romy, both with 6. So that is where the standings are at the end of night number 9. 79 for the overall show. Fuck yeah. $13,000 at the gate. We're so over in Kanto right now. It's... oh my god. Oh my god. The American influence is oozing out of 5-star. Double digits in tour days. I don't know if we've ever done this in 5SSW, but we have now, as we are on night number 10. It is another red and blue stars block. Night, sorry. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but night 13, the final night, there will be no Young Lion matches, possibly no intermission matches. I'm not sold yet. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But night 13 is going to be all 3 blocks in one. So there's going to be fucking 12 tournament matches on the final night to end out the tournament. Don't know if I mentioned that, but tonight is red and blue. We have main eventing the show. We've got Asami Okubo versus Miwako Katsukawa. We've also got Killer Cass versus Paige Croft happening. On the blue side, we've got Fuyuko Higa and Yukiko Matsumara, Monster Ishimura and Lady Lotus, and Amiko Miyoshi versus the Triangle Champion Zofia Jankovic. So, let's kick off the show. Young Lion matches. Getting Joy Rider in some more. Get her some more work in as she and Sayuri Honda defeat Nozomi and Sayo in a 51 rated match. Followed that with another 51 rated match as Sakura Sada and Machiko Matsuda defeat Mineko and Mitsu. And can we go 3 for 3? No, Romy and Seidu too good as they get a 58 defeating Ayano and Rihanna in 758. Kicking off the tournament matches is a fucking 72. God damn. And Otsun was really off her game as Yu Hashimoto carries Otsun, an almost retired Otsun Sumura, to a 72 in 9 minutes and 48 seconds and getting herself 2 more points in the Blue Stars block. The following contest does not do as well as I was hoping, but it still did fine as Megumi and Electric Dreamer get a 55. Megumi defeats her in 13-16 to get 2 points in the Red Stars block. The following contest, Monster Ishimura defeats Lady Lotus in 13-31, a 58 rated match. Monster Ishimura gets 2 points. 64 for Killer Cass and Paige Croft, and Killer Cass has lost to Paige Croft. It is Killer Cass's first loss. She's drawn. Is it her first loss? It is. It is Killer Cass's first loss in the tournament. It is to Paige Croft, and Killer Cass is fuming. Steam is coming out of her head, and Paige Croft puts her in her place, a smack across the face, and Killer Cass calms down. If anybody knows how to tame this monster, it is Saito and Paige Croft, because she shuts that shit down instantly. 52 rated segment. We have another intermission match. It gets a really great rating, 74, between Rika Rina and Thea Davis and Maki Yoshifumi. Match goes 16 minutes and 9 seconds when Thea and Maki defeat Rika Rina. And, maybe Rika Rina were a little stiff with Thea and Maki, because Thea and Maki kind of continue to, beat down Rika Rina here. And, Lady Lotus makes the save. Maki Yoshifumi constantly has been bashing Lady Lotus. She bashed Rika Rina. Maybe she's not happy about this partnership that Maya and Etsuko have agreed to, because she has taken liberties with Rika Rina and gets fent off by Lady Lotus. A 69 for the following match as Amiko Miyoshi defeats Zofia Jankovic in 14:54, handing Zofia Jankovic her first loss in the tournament so far. She has 3 draws, but only 1 loss, and that is to Amiko Miyoshi, who makes sure Zofia lets her know, like, hey, I don't know why everyone else was having such a hard time, but you seemed like a pretty easy challenger. And maybe that Triangle Championship belongs around Miko's waist and not Zophia's waist. 62 rated segment, calling out the champion, calling her a fraud after beating her in the tournament. Next, we have a 71 rated match as Yuma and Chitose have great chemistry. Yuma defeats her in 16 minutes and 8 seconds with the split-legged moonsault. Yuma gets 2 points in the Red Stars block. Great match here. Our semi-main gets a 79 as Higa and Yukiko have pretty good chemistry. Holy shit, I was literally... As I'm booking this match, I'm like, am I going to regret not putting Fuyuko Higa in the main event? Probably, and I think I have, as Fuyuko Higa gets a 79, defeating Yukiko Matsumara in 15:56 and getting 2 points in her match. And in the main event, 76, still a great match, as, triple! We tripled it up with great chemistry, as Asami and Miwako have pretty good chemistry. But the story of this match is Asami Okubo, ever since having the revelation that she is going to cheat, and she is going to win when she cheats, she cheats this entire match, and that's why it goes 19 minutes, but eventually, Miwako's able to cut it short, cut the cheating to a minimum, and finish her off with a Katsukawa bomb right before the time limit can expire, getting 2 points for the Red Stars block. And again, Miwako started this tournament 0-2, and since then, she has gone 4-0. Miwako has not lost a match since losing the first 2. So, Miwako, what a performance right now in the tournament. 76 main event. We have one angle on the post show where Lady Lotus calls out Maki Yoshifumi, basically like, I don't know why you blame me for taking yourself out of the tournament. Is it because I'm better? I don't know. But you blaming Rika Rina for whatever the fuck and taking it out on them is ridiculous. If you have a problem with them, say it. But if you have a problem with me and you're taking it out on Rika Rina, then all you're gonna do is make a bunch of angry chicas your enemy when we should be your allies in our fight against Best Ever. 58 rated promo to end the show. In the brackets, Red Stars. Now people are in double digits as Yuma Maruya is leading with 11 points. And not far behind we have Megumi and Miwako both with 10. Miwako's only got 1 match left. Yuma's got 2. Megumi's got 2. Yuma's still undefeated, by the way. Yuma Maruya is still undefeated. Blue Stars. Fuyuko Higa is the first person to break the double digits, as she is also undefeated with 10 points here. And yeah, 10 points leading the block. Zofia and Yu Hashimoto very close to her with 9 points each. Yeah. So that's where the standings are following night number 10 of the tournament. The overall show gets a 78 because these girls are fucking crazy good at wrestling. $13,000 gate. And let's get into night 11 of 13. So I lied. I forgot what month it was. It is already July, which means we get the mid-year awards. What I like to call the So Far Awards, where essentially if the year was over right now, this is who would win every category, and it's a fun way to see how we are doing. So real quick, even though this video is already long, why not fucking make it longer and look through these? Male Wrestler of the Year so far is Multimillonario of EILL. Company of the Year so far, I disagree, it should have been us. Oh, go fuck yourself. Oh, go fuck yourself. No, Birds of Prey. It should be Birds of Prey. Male Tag Team goes to Dutch Wilkes and Dr. Rudo. Match of the Year goes to Brooke Tyler and Laura Flame. Show of the Year goes to Super Slam. I'm actually curious, because Show of the Year is something we can realistically win. We've done it before, but we have to get lucky with our main event. So, let's see how good Super Slam... It got a 95. That's going to be hard to beat, but we have done it before, so that's something that we can do. Male Young Wrestler of the Year is David Stone again. Jessica Conroy, I disagree. There we go. Yuma, baby. Right there. They know. They fucking know. They understand Yuma Maruya, how fucking good she is. Male veteran is Rich Money. Female Wrestler of the Year is Brooke Tyler. I actually can't argue with that one. Male Indie Wrestler of the Year is Prometheus. Go fuck yourself. Well, let's see how Excessive Force did. Good show. But yeah, that is the So Far awards. Nina Kakase's retiring, which sucks. I was contemplating bringing her in. Actually, I wasn't. I was thinking of someone else. Regardless, that was the So Far awards. That is how we're doing. We have a goal. Beat Super Slam. We can do it. It's absolutely something we can do. So, let's fucking cross our fingers and fucking try to beat Super Slam. Get better than a 95. Tour Day 11. Only 3 shows, including this one, left before the pay-per-view. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you. If you are still in this stream, thank you also. I have not thanked the stream enough because they have been sitting through 4 hours and 42 minutes of this. So, yeah. Night 11. Main eventing tonight, we have another Apex versus Apex match as Fuyuko Higa takes on Yu Hashimoto. We've also got some Chicas Locas, Miko versus Lotus in the match here. The Green Stars are going to have back-to-back-to-back nights of working, which is unfortunate for them. But, Eri Sato takes on Romi Yamato. And, Blackheart Saito is going to take on Akira in the Green Stars. So, let's kick things off. We open with Down to the Mat, defeating Mitsu and Nozomi in a 57 rated match. Good shit there. A 59 for the Uprising, defeating Rihanna and Mineko. Good match here. And the Wounded Warriors defeat Ayano and Sayo in a 55 rated segment here. And after that, the Uprising attempt to get some more revenge on the Wounded Warriors, try to even the score or re-up the score or whatever you want to call it by jumping them with chairs. However, Down to the Mat, who were screwed over by Asami Okubo, make the save as they are both, if you've been wondering why the, Down to the Mat versus Asami and the Wounded Warriors versus the Uprising feuds have been very similar, it's because it's the same feud. As, Down to the Mat help out Apex here because they're sick of the Uprising and they're sick of Asami. 55 for that angle. We open the tournament matches with another victory from Michiko Matsuda, defeating Joy Rider in 10 minutes and 34 seconds with the run-up Rana. 2 points for Michiko in a 58 rated match. The next match gets a 59 as Sei and Otsun don't seem to click, but shit happens. It's very unfortunate. This could have been very fun. Sei does get the victory in 14:02, gets herself 2 points in the blue block. 52 for the following match as Sakura Sada falls to Spider Isako. 52 rated match for Spider and Sakura. Better than I thought this match would get. Sakura Sada and Spider are not notorious for great ratings, so this did very, very well. A 69, hell yeah. Monster Ishimura and Yukiko are starting to get the crowd into next gear as they get a 69. Monster Ishimura gets the victory in 14 minutes and 17 seconds, gets herself 2 points. Our intermission match continues the storyline of Chicas Locas, or at least certain members of Chicas Locas, teaming with certain members of Green Lockdown to take on Shiori and Best Ever, as this match gets a 74, and Etsuko Arihyoshi submits Kiyomi Mizuka with the Arihyoshi Lockdown in 15 minutes and 6 seconds. Good match here. Back to the tournament. Blackheart and Akira do not seem to click, which is very upsetting, but it happens. Blackheart gets the victory. Another 2 points for her. But after the match, she says, Kira, you really proved your worth tonight. You took me very far. You took me to a very close limit. And even though you came up short, I'm impressed. When I told my girls to keep an eye on you, to keep you close, I knew you had skill, but tonight you've proved it. How about you take your career to the next level and allow the Withering to take your soul for you? And Akira proposed with the opportunity to join Blackheart. She says, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know yet. I win more when I team with you girls, but I don't know if that's who I am. I see the way you girls conduct business, and I'm just not sure if that's who I can be. It's not a no. It's an I don't know. And she walks away, and Blackheart is very confused, very not expecting Akira to say no. Well, not a no, but you know what I mean. Yeah, 49 for that segment. A 62 for Amiko Miyoshi versus Lady Lotus. Lady Lotus is not able to defeat Amiko, as Amiko wins in 16 minutes and 17 seconds, gets herself 2 points. 67 for the semi-main of Eri Sato and Romi Yamato. Gonna be honest, was hoping for a little better, but good enough. 67 between these two. Eri Sato has now taken down every single member of the Withering that she has come across. She has beaten Blackheart. She has beaten Romi Yamato. She has she faced Spider Isako yet? She has, and she won. She beat Spider Isako. So yes, she has beaten every single member of the Withering that she has come across in the current feud between Icon Idols and the Withering. And our main event gets a 79, as once again, when Fuyuko Higa faces an underling, she gets taken to the limit. She cannot put Yu Hashimoto away, and very similar to what she said with Monster Ishimura, she says, I cannot thank you enough for sticking with me and sticking with Apex. You are proving why we are the greatest wrestlers that Joshi has to offer. You have set a challenge for yourself. Someone disrespected you, and you say you're going to take over. If I don't win this block, and you win this block, you've got my full support, Hash. I want you to take that title away from Etsuko, because Etsuko and Thea and Maki told you weren't good enough. They fucked with you. Fuck with them. Prove to the world that Apex is not meant to be messed around with. 72 rated segment. And before we close out the show, during the post-show interviews, Paige Croft and Killer Cass come and confront Akira, and they say, look, we know you didn't say no, and we're not here for any trouble, but we will let you know that you should give a response before it's too late, because Blackheart does not like to wait. And honestly, neither do I, and neither does Cass. And then they walk away. 46 to end the show. Let's check up on the blocks. How are they doing? The blue blocks are being led still by Fuyuko Higa, who has yet to lose a match. She is 1 point ahead of Yu Hashimoto. Everybody only has one match left. Is anybody who is done? Amiko is done. Obviously, she can't win the block, but Amiko Miyoshi with one hell of a performance, I would say. 8 points. She did very well for herself. Zofia can still win. Who is still in the running? Sei cannot win. So in the running for the blue block, we still have Yu Hashimoto, who can win it all. Sei can win. No, Sei can't win it. Zofia could win it if she wins. Fuyuko Higa loses, and then she wins the draw. So yeah, but again, everybody that still has a match should not give up, because even though if you can't win the block, you can still be the wild card and make it to the playoffs. Green Stars, Eri Sato has surpassed 11 points, also undefeated so far is Miss Eri Sato with 11 points. Blackheart, with only one loss, has 10 points. So she can still easily win this. Same with Gemi Onishi, and even Michiko Matsuda has a chance to win this block. But again, even if you don't, as long as you have the most points amongst the non-winners, you can make it to the playoffs. And this show gets an 81 rating. We would have increased more popularity, but we don't have enough fucking viewers. That's funny as shit. $14,000 gate. Let's go to Hoku and Hokkaido. We're getting over, baby. 2 more tour dates in this tournament. Tour Day 12, Night 12. The final night of, you know, segregated blocks. It's not a great way to put it, but, what I mean by that is the next tour show, red, blue, and green blocks will all have their final matches on one show, but tonight is the final night where it's just 2, is what I meant to say, as red and green, the red stars and the green stars, are going at it. We've got the rematch, Killer Cass versus Meg. We have Yuma Maruya versus Paige Croft. In the green stars, we've got Blackheart Saito versus Machiko Matsuda, which is the main event tonight. We've got Eri Sato versus Akira, Spider Isako versus Romi Yamato. We got some fun things cooking on Tour Day 12. And we kick off the show with Mineko tearing her ACL, which is not ideal. So that sucks. Oof. Poor fucking girl. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright. Well, she got a decent 23 on her last show for a while, so there's that. There was no heat as well, so that's good. And a 52 for Otsun, Sayuri, and Kaori defeating Mitsu, Ayano, and Nozomi. Good performance from everybody, especially Otsun, who, again, is retiring in, I think, like a month now. 41. Fucking crazy work. Good shit, Otsun. Good shit. We kick off the tournament matches with Asami Okubo pulling her shit again, blatantly cheating to get the victory against Chitose and get her third and fourth points in the tournament, beating Chitose after blatantly cheating. 54 rated match. The fans were turned off, but it is not the worst thing, as it still got a decent enough segment rating, so good match here. Asami Okubo wins after cheating. A 52 for Spider Isako and Romi Yamato, as this goes to a draw. Double DQ draw, and Spider and Romi do not click. I actually was going to have this go to a time limit draw. The story being that Blackheart told both of these girls to bring the intensity with her, and they're bringing the intensity with each other. They were going to go to a time limit draw, but they already had bad chemistry, so I said it's not worth the hassle. Double DQ, 52 rated segment, and it is good to know that if I just do generic draw, the fans are not turned off by the finish. So, 1 point for both Spider and Romi as a result. 58 for Hoshiko Tagawa and Electric Dreamer. Hoshiko gets 2 points, beating Electric Dreamer in 14-22. Hoshiko, great performance again. Another 2 points for Hoshiko. I don't think it's possible for her to win, but she has had a good performance, a good enough performance for her first J Grand Prix. A 54 for Eri Sato and Akira, who do not seem to click, and it made for an awkward bout, which also sucks. But in a huge upset, Akira gets the pinfall victory over Eri Sato. And if you remember, last time Akira got a victory, it was against Spider Isako, and Spider Isako was fucking furious. She is expecting something similar, but instead, after suffering her first loss, Eri Sato, she gets up and she says, "God damn, you have a fucking future here." And she shakes her hand, and she bows, and she congratulates Akira on the shock upset, on the hard-fought victory, and Akira is visibly taken aback by this. So, yeah, 62 for this incredibly stark contrast of events as Akira and Eri Sato between her and Spider. The next match, the intermission match, gets a 63 as Best Evers, Kiyomi, Talia, Selena, and Shiori defeat Hana, Maki, and Rika Rina after Rina Kasahara miscommunicates with Maki Yoshifumi allowing Maki to get submitted with the Jippensha leg lock. And after the match, Maki Yoshifumi, she says, I knew it. I knew you two were a bunch of fucking snakes. You planned this shit. You two are worthless. I can't believe I allowed myself to team with you two for what? The greater good against Shiori? Go fuck yourselves. And then she walks away. Very much not happy with Rikarina here. Back to the tournament, the next match gets a 65 as Killer Cass and Megumi Nakajima in their huge rematch of, fucking what pay-per-view was it? Was it Joshi Mania? Yes, Joshi Mania, where Killer Cass defeated Megumi Nakajima. They went over 20 minutes in that match, and this match goes 20 minutes, and they could not get a victor as Killer Cass gets the, Killer Cass and Megumi draw. 20 minutes, 65 rated match. Megumi did very well. Good performance here. 1 point each. Gemi Onishi and Joy Rider gets a 58 as Gemi Onishi defeats her in 13:48 with the Flying Dagger leg drop. Gemi tried to carry her. It was kind of hard to. I'm sorry, Gemi. This was a hard match for you. 58. 2 points for Gemi. Our semi-main gets a 71 as we have another upset as Paige Croft, in her first bout against Yuma Maruya as a member of the Withering, beats the leader of Icon Idols in 18 minutes and 28 seconds with the Memphis Deathlock. Paige Croft gets the victory, and she has a microphone, and she says, Yuma, I thought Hart was out of line. I'll be honest, when she turned on you, I thought she was out of line, but the more she talked, the more I saw my best friend talked, I realized I backed the right person. Blackheart Saito is the smartest person in the business because this tonight just proved that you weren't just holding down Tomoko, you were holding down me too. I'm better than you, and I'll always be better than you. You can't do a goddamn thing to beat me. 68 rated segment. Paige Croft taking the victory lap on her former leader, Yuma Maruya. And in our main event, 71 rated match as Blackheart Saito defeats Michiko Matsuda. Michiko almost did the upsets that she used to do in the last year's J Grand Prix, was unable to do it. She goes for the run-up Rana, gets a very close 2 count, then gets hit with a flying tiger knee and loses 1-2-3. That is another 2 points for the Blackheart in tonight's main event. And we have a couple of angles after the show where Rikarina's interview is interrupted when the termination jump her. They jump Rikarina, and Maki Yoshifumi just says, what goes around comes around. And this is, I guess, coming around to Rikarina for something. I think they beat her once. I'm not entirely sure. 53 rated segment. And the final angle tonight, we have 2 teams down to the mat and Wounded Warriors bonding, essentially, as Wounded Warriors are talking about how much bullshit that the match with Asami Okubo is, and down to the mat say, look, we came to your aid, and we agree. That's why we came to your aid. We did not think Asami Okubo would cheat to win against you as well, but she did to us, and we have retaliated, but now they've done that to you, and it's just fucking bonding over the bullshit that the Uprising and Asami Okubo have been doing to these 2 teams. 46 to end the show, and back on the tournament. How are things looking going into the final night? Let's do a full thing. So, Red Stars. Final night. Red Stars, we have a couple of people can win this, as Megumi Nakajima and Yuma Maruya are tied with 11 points each, leading the block, but Killer Cass and Miwako Katsukawa both have 10 points. This could go to either 4 of them. They're all fighting on the last show. No, I lied. I'm sorry. Killer Cass is not fighting. I lied. She's right there. Alright, never mind. But yeah, who's got the bye? Asami's got the bye. Asami has the bye, so depending on who goes where, if, so Miwako is facing Electric Dreamer. Yuma is facing Megumi. So that will decide potentially the winner of the block. Of course, with draws, that could mean Miwako ends up the winner. And then Hoshiko is taking on Killer Cass. So that's how the Red Stars are going into the final night. Blue Stars, Higa is leading with 11 points. Yu Hashimoto not far behind with 10. Zofia Yankovic can still win. She's got 9. And going into the final night, Zofia is taking on Otsun Tsumura. Yu Hashimoto's taking on Monster Ishimura. And Fuyuko Higa is taking on Sei Akutagawa. So, you know, Sei Akutagawa could tie Yu Hashimoto, potentially get a wild card spot. Who knows? Green Stars, Blackheart is leading with 12. Gemi Onishi is right behind her with 11. Eri Sato also with 11. Eri Sato could steal this if she beats Machiko Matsuda, because Gemi Onishi and Blackheart Saito are fighting each other. So if they draw and Eri Sato wins, Eri Sato gets the block. If Machiko plays spoiler, however, who knows? So that is how the brackets are shaping up going into the final night of the tournament. 73 rated show. Mineko has tore her ACL. She will be out for 1 year. She will get some surgery, so alright. Crossing our fingers as we go into the final night of the J Grand Prix group stage. The final night of the group stage. The blocks are too close to call who is going to make the playoffs. But no intermission matches. No Young Lion matches on the main card. No distractions. Tonight, it's all about the Grand Prix matches. And we will once again, we're gonna look through it once again, just real quick. Blue Stars, the only possible winners right now are Zofia, Fuyuko Higa, and Yu Hashimoto. However, Sei Akutagawa could still easily become a wild card winner via technicalities and bullshit, and draws and all that jazz. So those are the people in the total running for the Blue Stars. The Green Stars, we have Blackheart and Gemi Onishi, who will be facing each other later tonight. If they draw and Eri Sato wins her match against Machiko Matsuda, then they will lose the block to Eri Sato. And otherwise, Blackheart goes into the final match with the advantage. Red Stars, we have a bunch of girls possibly winning tonight. Miwako's got 10 points. Yuma's got 11. She is facing Megumi, who also has 11. And Killer Cass has 10. So, if Yuma loses her match, she has to pray that Cass and Miwako also lose. That goes the same for Megumi. If they draw, then it's going to be one hell of a headache of a tiebreaker. But that's everybody involved. Paige Croft's also got a chance to be a wild card at 8 points and another match under her belt. And yeah, so let's get underway with the show. We have one pre-show match. I didn't check this. That's fine. We have one pre-show match because I wanted the Young Lions to get their work in. So on the pre-show, Kaori, Sayuri, Rika, Rina, and Hana defeat Ayano, Mitsu, Nozomi, Rihanna, and Sayo in a 5v5, 54 rated segment. Good shit from these Young Lions. Overall, not mad at all. But on to the tournament matches. We kick off the show with a 58 rated segment where Zofia Yankovic's dreams are dashed. She was very close to sneaking into not just the wild card, but she was very close to winning the whole block. But Otsun Tsumura, only a month away from her retirement, rolls Zofia Yankovic up in 9 minutes and 46 seconds and beats her, meaning Zofia finishes with 9 points, and that will not be able to beat anybody in the blue block, and almost certainly you need 10 to be a wild card. So Zofia, in a 71 rated final performance, is thwarted by the Otsun Tsumura retirement tour. 58 to kick off the show. Our next match sees a fun, what's the term? Pride match between two girls in the green block as Sakura Sada defeats Joy Rider in 9:22 with the Hawk Dive elbow drop. Good match from Sakura Sada here. 43 overall. Sakura Sada finishes the tournament with, let me move my shit. She finishes the tournament with 4 points, a win against Aikira and Joy Rider, Joy Rider finishes the tournament with 1 point, drawing with Spider Isako. So not a great performance from Joy Rider, but, you know, she doesn't have any other experience anywhere else, so the fact that she even got a point in the hardest tournament in all of women's wrestling, that's a feat to be proud of. The next match gets a 65 as Romi Yamato defeats Ai Kira in 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Again, this one was all for pride, as Romi Yamato does almost get 10 points, but it is not enough to even really come into contention for a wild card spot, as she beats Ai Kira in 9:55 with the Yama total. Ai Kira finishes with 6 points. A great performance for someone's first ever, not just J Grand Prix, but Grand Prix and tournament in general. Ai Kira really showed out tonight, and the crowd's clapping for her, but Romy tells the crowd to shut up, and Paige Croft comes out with Killer Cass, and Paige Croft looks right at Ai Kira, and she says, "I told you, we don't like to wait." And Paige Croft headbutts her to the ground, and Killer Cass and Romi Yamato start beating her down until she's eventually saved by Michiko Matsuda, Yukiko Matsumara, and Eri Sato. Of all people, the Icon Idols save Ai Kira. Ai Kira hasn't done much for the Icon Idols, but she hasn't done anything against them. Caught in the middle of this war between Icon Idols and the Withering, Ai Kira gets some help from Michiko, Yukiko, and Eri after she is betrayed, not really betrayed, but turned on fairly quickly by the Withering in a 55 rated segment. The following contest sees Paige Croft not leave the arena, but hide outside as she goes to fight Chitose, but her antics might have done her in as she loses to Chitose in 9 minutes and 40 seconds with the victory roll, eliminating her from wild card contention, finishing her off with 8 points. Chitose finishes off with 5 points. Paige Croft has lost the plot here. Almost had a chance at a wild card, but screwed it over just to lay out Ai Kira for no reason because she was impatient. 65 rated match. The next contest is Lady Lotus versus Yukiko Matsumara, another Pride, only for Pride matches. Both of these girls were mathematically eliminated before the show. And Lady Lotus gets the victory in 10 minutes and 2 seconds, a 56 rated match. Yukiko did not do too hot. She was in a very difficult block, though, with Higa and Lotus and Zofia and Monster. I mean, Hashimoto, too. A very hard block to win, and she came out of it with 4 points. Lady Lotus did fairly well with 7 points. Strong win over Sayako Tagawa and a draw with the Triangle Champion. So, both girls did fairly well in their respective rights. The next match gets a 71 as Eri Sato, who is this close to clinching the block here, loses to Michiko Matsuda and finishes the tournament with 11 points, meaning that she is currently tied with Gemi Onishi, and we might have a sudden death match if Gemi Onishi is unable to, oh no, because if they draw, then Gemi Onishi beats her. So no matter what, win, loss, or draw in the main event tonight between Gemi and Blackheart, Eri Sato's loss to Michiko Matsuda has eliminated her from winning the green block. It has not eliminated her from wildcard contention. She is still front-running for the wild card with 11 points, as a lot of girls have 11 points right now. But Michiko Matsuda now puts herself in wild card contention with 10 points, beating Eri Sato in their final match. What a finish for these two. 10 and 11 for Eri and Michiko. A 60 for Hoshiko and Killer Cass. And we have another final match upset as Hoshiko Tagawa, who gets her 6th points of the tournament, rolls up Killer Cass in 13 minutes and 27 seconds and gets the victory from Killer Cass. Now that we know that Eri Sato has 11 points and is confirmed not to win the block, Killer Cass losing this match, meaning she finishes with 10 points, has eliminated her from wild card contention and from the red block, as Yuma and Megumi both have 11 points. Hoshiko Tagawa has quickly eliminated Killer Cass from the Grand Prix contention. 60 rated match for these two. 81 for Monster Ishimura and Yu Hashimoto, as Yu Hashimoto defeats Monster Ishimura with the endgame in 14:49. Not only is it a great match, but it is a great moment for Yu Hashimoto, as she now leads the Blue Stars division with 12 points. Sei and Higa are fighting later tonight. If Higa wins that match, Higa wins the block. She will get 13 points. But if Sei can win, that means Yu Hashimoto will win the blue block with 12 points, and Higa will have to hope for a wild card victory. So Yu Hashimoto is now leading the blue block with 12 points. Our next match gets a 50, as Miwako and Electric Dreamer do not get a good rating. They do not have good chemistry, but Miwako pulls out the victory in 13 minutes and 36 seconds with the Katsukawa Bomb, meaning that she is now leading the Red Stars block with 12 points, and we have a potential massive logjam in the Red Stars if Yuma and Megumi draw, because Miwako has 12, Yuma and Megumi, who are fighting later, both have 11, but as of right now, Miwako is the front runner of the Red Stars block with 12 points. 50 rated match here. The next match is a 71, and the All-Asian champion, Sei Akutagawa, upsets her former faction leader, beats Fuyuko Higa in 15 minutes and 51 seconds, meaning that Yu Hashimoto wins the Blue Stars block. Fuyuko Higa failed at the finish line, suffering her first loss of the tournament at the very end of the bracket, losing to Sei Akutagawa for the win. She lost the win. Sei finishes with 10 points, and since Fuyuko has 11, Sei also cannot be a wild card, but Higa and Eri are tied for this wild card spot, as they both have 11 and are confirmed not to win their blocks. The final match of the red block comes and goes, and after 18 minutes and 38 seconds in a rematch of the first Grand Prix we did in this save back in 2022, Yuma Maruya defeated Megumi Nakajima to win the 2022 J Grand Prix, a moment that has haunted Megumi Nakajima's conscience for years. It has held her confidence back for years, but finally, Megumi Nakajima gets the victory in this year's J Grand Prix, beating Yuma Maruya in 18 minutes and 38 seconds, thwarting her demons and winning the Red Stars block, meaning that not only is Miwako not going to win the Red Stars block, it means that Higa and Jemi's 11 points are not enough to win the wild card spot, as Miwako now has 12 and is confirmed not to win the block. 74 rated match, and afterwards, Yuma, she says, Megumi, I know how much this moment means to you. You've beaten me. 2 years ago, I beat you. That was supposed to be your moment, but you weren't ready. And now you are. Go to the Grand Prix finals. Go to the playoffs. Beat whoever you're facing. And win the goddamn thing. Not just for me. Not just for Icon Idols. But win for yourself. 58 rated promo. And it is the final match of the group stage. Up next, Jemi Onishi, Blackheart Saito. If they draw, Blackheart wins. And, then Jemi and Miwako will both be wild cards. If Jemi wins, then Blackheart and Miwako will both be wild cards. If Blackheart wins, then Miwako will be the wild card and face Blackheart Saito. And after 19 minutes, and 5 seconds in a 73 rated match, Blackheart Saito does it. She beats Jemi Onishi, only suffering one loss the entire tournament. Only one loss, 0 draws, 14 total points, and getting the first seed, winning the green block, is none other than Blackheart Saito, which means that at the pay-per-view, opening the show, the wild card, Miwako Katsukawa, will take on the green block winner, Blackheart Saito, and the second-seeded Yu Hashimoto, winner of the blue block, will take on, the third seed, third seed Yu Hashimoto, winner of the blue block, will take on the second seed Megumi Nakajima, the winner of the red block. And the winners of these two matches will go and fight in the main event for the Grand Prix finals. So that is the show. We have a bunch of post-show angles to set up the rest of the matches on the card. The first one being Yuma and Eri saying, look, just because we lost in the Grand Prix and Blackheart won does not mean that we're accepting defeat. In fact, it means the goddamn opposite. This is not over between Icon Isles and the Withering. At the pay-per-view, whether Blackheart can make it to the finals to face Megumi is irrelevant, because Megumi will beat her so badly that the Withering might just crumble. However, there's a couple of other people we have a bone to pick with. Paige had a lot to say after beating me. And me and Cass went to a draw, and she laid me out. These two girls want to fight so fucking bad. Then let's fight. Kitten Tornado versus Paige Croft and Killer Cass at the pay-per-view. Boom. If they want to fight, then let's fight. Tag match set for the pay-per-view. 60 rating for that. We get a promo from the team of Down to the Mat and Wounded Warriors. They say that they are thinking about starting a partnership between the two teams to take out Asami Okubo and the Uprising. And as they're cutting a promo, Asami, Electric Dreamer, Selena Svelte, and Talia Quinzel jump them at the demands of Shiori Jippensha. Shiori saying, I've had enough of these cross-stable alliances. This is getting out of hand. Asami, take care of them. The Uprising, make things right. Dreamer, show them why you're the greatest luchadora. You're the best luchadora ever. 4v4 at the pay-per-view. Put these wannabe quad squads in their fucking place. Alright, so that's a 4v4. Electric Dreamer, Asami Okubo, Selena Svelte, and Talia Quinzel versus Kaori, Chitose, Hana, and Hoshiko. Boom. Pre-book. The next angle, we have Zofia Jankovic, who is interviewed. She says, I was so close to not only shutting up all the naysayers, all the people that boo me and berate me. I was this close to shutting them up and winning the blue block, but I failed at the finish line. I only lost 2 matches this entire tournament. One to Amiko Miyoshi and one to Otsun Sumura. Both complete bullshit. And you know how I know they're bullshit? Because they would never beat me if my title was on the line. So you know what? I say they've earned a title match. I say at the pay-per-view, Amiko Miyoshi and Otsun Sumura, who think they're so goddamn good because they beat me in the tournament. Get ready, Otsun, for an early retirement. Get ready for an even earlier retirement, Amiko. At the pay-per-view, you two are getting a Triangle Championship match, and I'm gonna put you in your place. This is a 1v1. God damn it. Alright, but yes, Otsun, Amiko, and Zofia for the Triangle Championship. Zofia only lost 2 matches to these two, and she will defend her title against them as a result. 59 for the Rika Rina and Lady Lotus, giving Toku and Unstoppable and Maki a receipt. On the last show, at the request of Maki, the Termination beat down Rika Rina. Lady Lotus saying, Maki, you want to fight? Let's fight. They give them a receipt. They beat down Toku, Unstoppable, and Maki, and we have a 3v3 set up for the pay-per-view. Rina, Lady Lotus versus Unstoppable, Toku, and Maki. Bang, boom, book. Alright. And final angle, the last one, I promise. We have Devil announcing that since both Fuyuko Higa and Jemi Onishi lost their matches to Romi Yamato and Sei Akutagawa, Romi and Sei will get a tag team title match at the pay-per-view. Birds of Prey will defend their titles against their former stablemates, Romi Yamato and Sei Akutagawa, who recently abandoned Apex to join up with Blackheart and Paige in the Withering. They will get a tag team title match after defeating Birds of Prey. And Blackheart said, it doesn't matter who in the Withering win, as long as the Withering win. So, there you go. If you want one final look at the blocks, here we are. Blue stars, green stars, red stars. All right, let's make the playoffs. So new elimination format, 4-person J Grand Prix playoffs. It's going to be the 1-seeded Blackheart taking on the wild card Miwako, and the second-seeded Megumi versus the 3rd-seeded Hash. So just a quick tournament. There we go. 2024 J Grand Prix playoffs. That's what we've got. That's going to be the finals. So, let's finish the show. Overall, it got a 75. Great finish to the show. This tournament has been fucking incredible. $13,000 gate. Some more pop being gained. And after a long video and stream, it is finally time for the pay-per-view. And it is time. If you've made it this far and you didn't skip, thank you. If you did skip, I don't blame you. But it's all coming to a head. However long this video has come out, it's coming to a head. The J Grand Prix 2024 final show. The pay-per-view is here. We've got 2 semifinal matches. We got the world title in a 3-way. We've got the finals in the main event. We've got Birds of Prey taking on Romi and Sei. We've got Chicas Locas, Rika Rina, and Lady Lotus taking on Maki in the Termination. Best Ever taking on Wounded Warriors and Down to the Mat. Killer Cass and Paige Croft versus Kitten Tornado. Triangle Championship match. You all watched the show. There's really not much else to say other than let's get into the show. And we kick off the show with the first of 2 semifinal matches. The first one being Miwako Katsukawa versus Blackheart Saito. Both had very good performances in the Grand Prix. Blackheart with 14 points, Miwako finishing as the wild card with 12 points. And both of these girls give it their fucking all. But after 20 minutes and advancing to the J Grand Prix finals, it is in a 94 rated match to kick off the show. It is Blackheart Saito defeating Miwako Katsukawa in the semifinals to get the victory. In 20 minutes and 9 seconds, Miwako goes for the Katsukawa powerbomb, but Blackheart turns it around on her, rolls her up, climbs to the top rope as Miwako gets to her feet, hits the flying tiger knee. 1, 2, 3. Blackheart Saito advances to the J Grand Prix finals. 90 fucking 4 rated match to kick off the show. Holy fuck. And that's just the opener. The second semifinal match is happening right after. Megumi Nakajima, the winner of the red block. Yu Hashimoto, the winner of the blue block. Megumi was able to thwart her demon of Yuma Maruya, the 2022 J Grand Prix. She's got the momentum on her side, but Yu Hashimoto's got something else on her side. She's got fucking determination to make Green Lockdown pay, and she wants to do that by taking the world title away from Etsuko Arihyoshi, and the only way she's gonna get that world title match is by winning the J Grand Prix. But can Megumi Nakajima right the biggest wrong for good, win the J Grand Prix tonight? But only one can get the victory. Again, there's no time limit in the semifinals or the finals. And after another 20-minute match, in a 90 rated match, Yu Hashimoto defeats Megumi Nakajima in 20 minutes and 26 seconds, back-to-back fucking 90s from these girls. Holy shit! Yu Hashimoto advances to the finals, where she will face Blackheart Saito for the 2024 J Grand Prix finals. But now we have an entire card up for grabs in between. I don't know why I said up for grabs, but we kick off the rest of the card. A cool down match, apparently, as Zofia Jankovic defends her Triangle Championship against Otsun and Amiko Miyoshi, the only two women to get victories over her during the J Grand Prix. Otsun is facing retirement. She would love to retire with the Triangle Championship. Amiko Miyoshi has her entire career ahead of her. Zofia Jankovic, the Triangle Championship did wonders for her. And after 12 minutes, Otsun Tsumura hits her finisher on Zofia Jankovic. And Amiko Miyoshi throws her out of the ring. She goes for the pin on Zofia, but Zofia turns it into a cradle at the last second and sneaks away with the Triangle Championship, making defense number 7 of the Triangle title. I fucked up, whatever, fuck the finish. My finish is better. She pins Amiko Miyoshi. Otsun hits her finish. Amiko tries to steal it, but Zofia turns it around. 75 rated match. Zofia Jankovic retains. Otsun is not able to retire with a championship. Amiko is not able to take the championship for the future. Zofia Jankovic, 74 from both Zofia and Amiko. 75 total rating. Great, great Triangle Championship match here. Up next, we have the return of Nami Genda, who has been injured with, I think, a broken arm for months now. And Spider Isako and Nami Genda come out and they call out Aikira. They say, we open the floodgates, we open the gates to heaven for you, Aikira, and you turn your back on us. You refuse to join the future of this company, not just this company, but in Joshi Wrestling in general, and you align with the Icon Idols. Come out here and face your consequences. And Aikira, she comes out to face her consequences, but she is backed up by Michiko Matsuda, and Machiko says right to their face, we're all, every single one of us in the Icon Idols, in Chicas Locas, in Apex, we're all sick of the withering. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants to be with you. You all align with yourselves because everybody else hates you. And Aikira was too much of a fucking smart person to want to join you. So if you want to dish out punishment to her, you gotta go through me as well. And we have an impromptu tag team match. The return of Nami Genda and Spider Isako taking on Machiko and Aikira. And this match gets a 67. Machiko and Aikira don't work well as a team. This match was too short for an important match in the eyes of our audience. Shit happens. But after 9 minutes and 43 seconds, Aikira and Michiko Matsuda were able to defeat Venomous after Aikira pins Nami Genda with the cannonball leg drop. If you guys remember months ago, when Nami Genda came into this company, she accidentally won a match. I started calling her the young upstart, and then she accidentally lost a match to a young lion. Do you remember who that young lion was? Because I do. It was Aikira. Long-term storytelling, intentional or not, is still long-term storytelling. Aikira gets the victory again here. 51 performance from Aikira. She was the weakest link, and she got a 51. Good shit from her. Great shit from everyone involved. And after the match, Michiko Matsuda says, look, Aikira, you have caught the attention of every single faction in 5SSW, and we all, every single one of us in a faction, has learned the hard way that you cannot go in this company without backup anymore. The way that this company is divided by groups and units, it is impossible to do things on your own. And I don't blame you for not wanting to join the Withering and deal with their bullshit and have to work their way. But I would in fact suggest that you join A Stable. And now with the Icon Idols and with a bit of a hole in our group, we feel like that you could fill that hole. So Kira, would you join the Icon Idols? And she offers her hand out, and Kira looks at it. And she says, there is nothing I want more than to join the Icon Idols. And Kira has officially become the newest member of the Icon Idols, filling or hoping to fill the hole left by Paige Croft and Heart Saito's departure. Kira right here, the newest member right there, Icon Idols, Kira, bang. Up next is the 4v4 best ever versus Wounded Warriors and Down to the Mat. It gets a fucking 77, does so much better than it ever has any right to, and best ever get the victory. Electric Dreamer, Asami Okubo, and the Uprising defeat Wounded Warriors and Down to the Mat in 11 minutes and 34 seconds when Asami Okubo locks in the Judo Choke Sleeper on Chitose Ariwara to get the victory. Good performance from everybody involved. Fucking, damn, 77 from Talia. Nice. Nice. Up next is Kitten Tornado versus Paige Croft and Killer Cass. Croft and Cass were a complete thorn in the side of Yuma Maruya the entire Grand Prix, and Yuma Maruya wants revenge, and she just gets it in an 88 rated match, an 86 performance from Yuma Maruya. She's still got it. Kitten Tornado defeat the Witherings, Killer Cass, and Paige Croft in 1958 when Eri Sato hits the buzzsaw kick on Paige Croft, beating the two thorns in Yuma's side, defending Icon Idols in this time of trouble for the stable with the Witherings' departure. Not only creating a war between two factions, but also leaving a hole in Icon Idols. So far, looks to be mending, as this match gets an 88, and Kitten Tornado defeat the Icon Idols in a great match. The next contest sees Rika Rina and Lady Lotus take on Maki Yoshifumi in the termination, and Maki has been kind of a complete prick ever since losing to Lady Lotus, blaming Lady Lotus for her not making it into the J Grand Prix, not even getting a qualifier. She blames Lady Lotus, and she took it out on Rika Rina and Maya. Lady Lotus has teamed up with Rika Rina to take on Maki in the termination, and has once again defeated Maki Yoshifumi and the termination. Rina got some lower back pain. Sorry, girl. At least you made it through the pay-per-view. 75 rated match. Who knows how well the match would have been without the injury. But, 74 performance with an injury. And Lady Lotus goes 2 for 2 against Maki Yoshifumi. She is still trying to defeat anyone that steps up to her from Green Lockdown to try to get another title match against Sofia Jankovic. But drawing with Sofia in the Grand Prix kinda didn't really help her case. Maybe this will help her case as she pins Toku Kijimura with the Senton Bomb after 21 minutes and 25 seconds. A great performance from from the Chicas Locas. Rika, especially with an 82, is great stuff. The following contest sees the tag team titles up for grabs as the former members of Apex, Romi Yamato and Sayaka Gawa, who both defeated Jemmy and Fuyuko Higa in their respective locks of the J Grand Prix. They come out of that J Grand Prix as new women going up against their former mentors. And the story of this match is that Say and Romi either did their homework or Birds of Prey trained Romi and Say like they were their own offspring, because anything that Birds of Prey threw at them, Romi and Say knew how to counter it. It seemed like they knew what they were going to throw next. But eventually, Birds of Prey start catching on like, fuck, we are coming in from behind. So Birds of Prey start switching up their style. They start doing stuff that they either don't pull out often or have never pulled out before, catching Romi and Say off guard, causing Romi and Say to resort to cheating. And after 22 minutes, I actually don't remember how long, And after so long, Sei Akutagawa slides a bat into the ring, distracting the ref. The ref's like, hey, why'd you throw this bat in the ring? He's yelling at Sei. As he's yelling at Sei, Romi Yamato has a chair. She goes to hit Gemi Onishi with the chair, and she misses. She misses with the chair. Gemi Onishi. Oh my god. Okay. Gemi Onishi turns her around. 97 rated match. She turns her around, hits a DDT, goes up top, death from above. Ryuko Higa suicide dive onto Sei Akutagawa after that. In a 97 rated match, Birds of Prey defeat their former underlings, Romi Yamato and Sei Akutagawa, in a match of the fucking century between these two teams. Oh my god, 90 fucking 7. Holy shit. Birds of Prey make defense number 5 of the 5SSW tag team titles, and they cut a promo afterwards just saying, Sei, Romi, you were two hell of competitors. You were two forces to be reckoned with when you were wearing the blue and the teal and the white. But ever since you've aligned with Blackheart and her group of misfits, you have become nothing but two pathetic excuses of fighters, resorting to the dirt lowest common denominator of fighting, cheating to win when things don't go your way, and you can't even do that right. We will back Yu Hashimoto and Sayuri Honda. They were right about you, and we were too busy focused on ourselves to realize it. That was the only thing you got right. When you said that Sei and Romi, when you two said that we were too focused on ourselves to see what was happening in our stable, you were right. We were too focused to realize how toxic and dysfunctional you two are, because you two should have never, ever been a part of Apex, because you are so below the apex of any mountain. You're at the fucking sea level. 69 rated promo, and it is time for the world title match. Etsuko defends her title against not only Maya, but also Shiori Jippensha. This is the 1-year anniversary of Maya's first ever J Grand Prix victory, winning the J Grand Prix last year, only to lose the title match to her stable leader, Miwako Katsukawa. Shiori Jippensha also fucking has won the Grand Prix. She didn't win it last year, but Shiori has fought with tooth and nail. Someone she had held close and dear to her heart. Etsuko was her and Chieko were her right-hand men in Best Ever when Best Ever first launched. Then, thanks to an untimely injury, Shiori Jippensha had to step away from the ring. Etsuko took control, and Shiori was not happy. Shiori, now that Etsuko is the world champion, is making it her mission to make sure that Etsuko has by far the shortest reign of any world champion of all time. And Maya's gonna try to win that title as well on the 1-year anniversary of her J Grand Prix victory. However, Etsuko is not the same person that she was when Shiori had her in Best Ever. She is not a follower. She is a leader of her own stable, of a very successful stable that has seen multiple championships in them currently at the same time, the World and the Triangle Championship. And in a 94 rated match, the creative finish was a success. All three women got an 88 performance. Etsuko Arihyoshi makes defense number 1 of her 5SSW world title, as after 23 minutes and 26 seconds, Etsuko retains, submitting Shiori Jippensha with the Arihyoshi lockdown, once again making her former leader, her betrayer, tap out and say uncle once and for all. First defense of the world title for Etsuko. And after the match, Maya congratulates Etsuko. She says, you know what? Have your moment. You beat me, and you sure as hell beat Shiori tonight. Now, obviously, I can't be your next challenger, because whoever wins the J Grand Prix gets that title shot. But whether it's you, Blackheart, or Hashimoto, I'm coming for that championship. It was not on the 1-year anniversary of my J Grand Prix victory like I had hoped. But as long as I become the world champion, can't say I'm upset. Celebrate tonight, because you might just have the shortest world title reign, Etsuko. 70 rated segment. Maya was not pinned or submitted, so she's going to continue to keep her name in the hat for the foreseeable future. But now it is time for the J Grand Prix finals. Blackheart Saito, Yu Hashimoto. Please, the creative finish that I got is only likely to succeed, so I am clinching so fucking hard. Please do not fail. Please do not fail. Fuck! Damn it! Oh, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But, failure or not, storyline-wise, after 24 minutes and 11 seconds, Blackheart Saito thwarts off Yu Hashimoto's attempts at winning the J Grand Prix. She will not be able to get revenge on Green Lockdown for berating her and treating her like nothing, treating her like trash. It's gonna have to wait because the Withering are planning on taking over. 81 rated main event. Fuck. And Blackheart Saito defeats Yu Hashimoto to win her second J Grand Prix. And the celebration is a dark purple one, as she's accompanied by Paige, Romy, Sei, and Cass. And they say that the beginning of the era of darkness is upon us. Etsuko, get ready for Hearts Champion, because it won't be a Hearts Champion, it'll be Blackheart as champion. 60 rated segment at Blackheart's champion. That's fucking fire. Blackheart Saito and Etsuko Arihyoshi will fight for the world title. I fucking knew the finish was gonna flop. Oh my god. 84 overall show. Oh my god, it killed the whole fucking show. Oh man, Birds of Prey and Romy and Sei gave us a fucking 9-star fucking classic just for this finish to flop. What a fucking disappointment. Oh. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yu Hashimoto, by the way, was very mad at me. Fuyuko. No, Jemmy will get the hug because it was Jemmy's creative finish. Fuyuko Higa will be a great performance. What a fucking match the tag team champions did. Rena, I'll just give her the next tour off. Hopefully I don't forget that. $170,000. We have risen to medium, which I don't know how excited I am for that. Oh boy. Yeah. What do we do when we doubt? Do we Birds of Prey it out? Because they just pulled a fucking 97. 97. Oh, man. I am going... there's one final thing that we are going to do before I finish this video, and that is I want to give Mineko the live surgery. We're gonna do surgery live on the air here. Because she has a very low risk of fucking with it. Yep. We are growing. We are medium, but I don't know how happy I am about it. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Let's see. All right. All right. Joyrider's gone. Oh shit, the J Grand Prix is average importance. Fucking what? Shit, the J Grand Prix is higher in importance now. Holy shit. All right. Fuck yeah. So yeah, but finally, surgery. That's right. So she's out for 360 days. Very low risk. 252. Still not optimal, naturally. A torn ACL is not optimal, but yeah. Unbelievably, that match between Birds of Prey and Romy and Sei is the greatest match in company history. Thea Davis can no longer say she has that. But yeah, this has been a long video, and I hope you all enjoyed. We're gonna end this tournament. I'm gonna cut it off here. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was long. It's probably gonna be bordering 3 hours, if not more. Despite the fact that the final show was a fucking the final match was a disappointment. The storyline wasn't, as Blackheart Saito wins her second J Grand Prix. Now is Blackheart Saito. No, she wins her first. I fucking lied. I thought it was her second. Blackheart, she did it. She won her first J Grand Prix. I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. I really thought she already won one. Holy fuck. Alright. I lied. She won her first J Grand Prix. That's back-to-back first-time winners. Look at that. But, yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope, if you stuck all the way around, I really hope you all enjoyed. And I hope you all come back for Blackheart's Champion, where Blackheart might just win the world title for the Withering.